Be sure to hit the like button. Let a friend or that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. The off season is here, and we got us a defensive coordinator. We want to talk about who's going to grow, and we're going to get into the nitty-gritty a bit. Come on.
Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same.
Who will grow, baby?
And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
Ain't no party like a Law Nation party. What about a Law Nation groove? Come on. Just when you thought it was time to go to vacation, it's no days off, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. You're listening to nothing but the best. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers was not like you.
Let's get it, baby. Where Riggs at? Where Riggs at? I know you somewhere right here.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. Right?
Yep.
They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy.
Let's get on the line, boy.
And I guarantee you it won't.
Come on. Riggs. Oh, Riggs. Where the draft time at, man? I'm getting too old for this, man. There we go now. I ran into somebody this weekend, and they were saying that, Law, man, you a crazy dude, man. You got me around the house, and they said, Riggs, I'm getting too old for this. You know, he said he dropped a carton of eggs, and then all he think of is, Riggs! Law! Where are you, Law? He smashed his bread. He said, man, dude, I thank you so much, man, for what you do and for the community and beyond. And that's always great, man. At the end of the day, we can't control the outcome of the situation. We can't. People think we do, but we don't. We can't control the outcome. And we just riding along the best way possible. And we got so many things that we're working on, so many things that we're doing. And I'm glad that I'm able to spend an hour or 2 hours with you guys or however for whatever it may be, man. And I thank y'all so much. But we're going to talk about Mike Zimmer and some of the players that we think that should grow out of this. Now, before I play audio, of course, I'm looking back at everything, and I think Trayvon Diggs under this system, oh, my God. I think Bland under this system, yeah. I even think that even if they don't bring back Stephon Gilmore, that Eric Scott Jr., hear me out, put the butter knife down. Don't shank me with it. You know, I think somebody finna shank me. Hey!
Shame.
You said Eric Scott.
Shame.
He didn't get a chance to even play all year, Law. But no, when we look back at training camp film, this kid was jumping routes. He was hitting folks. You know, he was making a name for himself. And the game that lost all of his confidence with him and as well as with the coaching staff and beyond was the Seattle Seahawks game. Oh, my goodness, man. JSN, he burnt that, brother. He's still burning them, you know. That sometimes you play against players that's a whole lot better than you, and they can steal your confidence. And one of the things that's in your bag as a defensive back is confidence. And once that's gone and that perceived value of your confidence is gone, it's rough, man. There's video, literally. of Jalen Ramsey on the sideline soaking in tears because he got burnt up real bad. Let me know if I'm lying now. Let me know. Let me know, because there's pictures of him.
He ain't lying.
His confidence was gone. The Jaguars like, hey, man, we got us a crybaby over here. Let's see what we can get rid of and get him up out of here. And he moved on, and he still is one of the better DBs in the league and got a long future, But at the end of the day, Stephon Gilmore, he should be able to come back, right? I'm not saying that the door should be slammed shut, but if the Cowboys just listen, Linda, listen. Don't build your future around a 33-year-old. Now, no. Don't go into this draft saying, yeah, man, I don't have to look at a DB or I don't have to look at a cornerback because we going to bring Stephon Gilmore back. No. He 33 and the third years old, man. Come on, man. He a master mason over there, man. He don't need to be back, and we talking about we going to build it around him. No.
He ain't lying.
But you still work out a deal and a conversation with him and see what he can do. All right, so let me see what we got here. Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. Let me just play this right quick for the crazy stuff that went on a couple of hours ago, about 17 hours ago. Let me see if I can play this right here. Come on.
Have reached agreement with Mike Zimmer to become the defensive coordinator. Now, the interesting part about this was we were talking about this on Sunday Countdown. I said the Vikings were set to hire Mike Zimmer, but they loved Rex Ryan in their interview with them last week. And when we threw it back to the main set, Rex said, hold on. The deal with Mike Zimmer is not done. And the reason he knew it wasn't done was right before that segment started, the Cowboys reached out to him to see if he was interested in becoming the defensive coordinator. We're talking numbers, but Rex obviously wasn't interested in what they were talking about, the numbers at which they were talking about, at which point the Dallas Cowboys turned back there.
All right. Hold on. We're going to play the rest of it in a few. It's all about the money. Big money. I like it. I used to have rings back in the days. It's always about the money with the Jones family. And I'm not banging on the table for Rex Ryan. No, I'm not saying that. But the Dallas Cowboys, even without the salary cap, everything circled around the money, because hiring a coach doesn't hit your salary cap. It doesn't touch it at all. These boys, Jones family, they hold tight on that doggone money, man. They don't want to spend. I already told y'all what I would do if I was the owner. Shoot. I'd have both of them over here. Y'all figure it out. Break the pool stick in the middle of the table and say, fight for it. I'm paying y'all the same. Either you're going to have the DC name or you're going to have the assistant DC. I'm Jerry Wayne in this thing, man. I got money, man. I got money. I'm rich. I ain't broke no more, but I would still chop you up and feed you to the poor Wheezy, So it's all about the money. And that's even circling around outside of the salary cap.
Attention to Mike Zimmer to reach agreement. Now, maybe the Cowboys were leveraging Rex some against Mike Zimmer or Mike Zimmer against Rex. We don't exactly know. We just know that they did have interest in Rex as recently as in segment on Sunday Countdown before they turn around and get the deal done with Mike Zimmer this afternoon to become their defensive coordinator. So Mike McCarthy now will spend this upcoming season working with Mike Zimmer, not the man that they were talking about the job to during ESPN's Sunday NFL Countdown on.
Yes, indeed. So that's Adam trying to really sweep things under the rug with his reports there. So salute to Mike Zim, who's going to be our defensive coordinator. That's old news to most people, but I wanted to take the time to also give you guys some context of to why that was the solution. Now, we did talk about this. Shout out to Coach Marv. He pulled up the absolute, bear with me while I pull this up, money that we pay our coaches, and we are like ranked dead last in most categories as far as our head coach, but our overall staff is the lowest paid staff in the National Football League. Now, I'm not saying that maybe they are saying, but maybe they are saying, hey, you coach over here, you'll get the spotlight, you'll get the opportunities. I'm for sure that Aiden Durde, if he were to coach anywhere else, he probably wouldn't got the opportunity to be a defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks now, right? Joe Witt Jr., he's now a defensive coordinator, promoted just because of what Dan Quinn, the sabotage man, was able to do. So, playing for the Cowboys brings on some great perks, and coaching for the Cowboys bring on some great perks, you know. Look at Jason Garrett. He's somewhere in the press box talking, right? Tony Romo, he was at the Super Bowl. I told y'all Tony Romo was going to go to the Super Bowl, right? The list goes on and on. The list is longer than Shaq's feet. So, yes, the Cowboys do have their benefits here. And with those benefits, it also comes with, you know, other territories. But let's talk about, you know, I want to bring this up of what my guy, who's the leader of this team, y'all let me know if I'm wrong. If he is the leader of this team, let me know if I'm wrong. Just messing with y'all. He is the leader of this team, whether you like it or not.
What do you guys need to do to get to the next, to get over that hump, to be able to start dominating in playoff games in the postseason?
I mean, I think it takes everyone. I think it takes coaches. I think it takes players. I think it takes the people higher ups. I think it takes I don't think it's just one.
Tread lightly, boy. Tread lightly. He said it takes the people on the higher ups. Come on.
Particular person or player. I think it takes everyone. It has to be a collective. Everyone being all in. Everyone doing everything. Let's think about the past 3-4 Super Bowls, what was accomplished, right? And it started with Sean McVay. What did they do? They went and got everyone. They good. They all bought in. They free agency, I mean, mid-season, whatever they felt like they were missing, they went and got. So you know who did that the next year? The Eagles did it. They, you know, and then all the players bought in. And then they went and got A.J. Brown. They went and got so-and-so. They put in a group collective effort.
I didn't know Parsons was going to spit this hard over here about that. About that. They had to spend the money, the remunerations, the capitalizations, the cash. They had to spend it. That's the best way to go all in. Now, the thing is, the craziest part of it is that since they did went all the way in, a lot of people thought that they were not going to be able to return. Both of those teams returned to the playoffs. Rams returned to the playoffs. They missed a year, and we can chalk that up because they had injuries, right? But they returned. They said it's going to be 3 or 4 years, but nah. It took them a down year, and then they returned. The Eagles, they returned. They kind of like self-sabotaged themselves with the coaching staff and beyond, and they just didn't put things together. But I was saying that, like, shoot, if you had better coaching over there at the Eagles land, then they should have made it even further this year. But that's a whole nother conversation. May they continue to be where they at. Ain't that right, Montisha? Montisha, man, where you at, baby? Where you at, girl?
We're looking great. Go Birds. Let's go Birds. E-L-G-S-E-S-E-S.
Yeah, Montisha and them. Yeah, they look good. They look good, boy. We looking great, yeah. But they didn't account for the coaching aspect of it. Coaching matters, y'all. I got Sadiq with the $20 super chat. Appreciate you. I thank you so much for what you do for the organization of Law Nation and beyond. Where my... She on y'all right now. Law only 66 likes.
It's an evil world we live in.
And over 200 folks in here, chat room, when you all just hit that like button before coming in. Do better in 2024. Yes, indeed. Shame on them. Shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
And then who does it this year, right? The 49ers. They go and they add Chase Young. They go get Randy Gregory. Get the guy from the Chargers. But they also bring the guys back. They drafted very well. So I just think it just takes everyone being a collective group, everyone being bought in, their teams bought in. Everyone's just bought in and saying, we're going to and that decision is made, in OTAs, right? We're going to go to the Super Bowl. How are we going to get there? How are we all going to work together to get there?
What do you got?
It's going to take a collective team. Appreciate you, Gary. Thank you. He said we got over 100, y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Appreciate y'all, man. And thank Sadiq for being the enforcer that she is on all of this. Cowboy Nation, it's going to take a collective team. It's going to take everybody to be all in. And we're going to see how this whole process works with Mike Zimmer. We're going to see. And I get it, right? A lot of people will talk about, I'm going to get to that part. Hold on. We're going to get to that part too. Oh, man, we're going to get to that part. Where I'm at. Yeah. A lot of people hit with the negative part of it. Some people are so negative, you put them in a dark room, they start developing. But that's okay, because I get it. We don't supposed to be talking good things about this team because we haven't won the Super Bowl in 28 years. I get all of that. And just to prove my point, I had so many backlashes from this particular perspective that I mentioned yesterday. And let me pull this up. Let me pull that away and pull this up. I think it's somewhere around here. Yeah. Teams with a longer drought than the Cowboys. I'm going to keep putting this out there. Based upon y'all thoughts that there shouldn't be Cardinal fans, there shouldn't be Lions fans, there shouldn't be Bills fans, there shouldn't be Titans fans, there shouldn't be Jets fans, there shouldn't be Vikings fans, there shouldn't be Charger fans, there shouldn't be Browns fans, there shouldn't be Dolphins fans, there shouldn't be Chicago Bears fans, there shouldn't be Raiders fans, there shouldn't be Washington fans, and there shouldn't be a Panther, a Texans, a Jaguar, a Bengal, or a Falcon, right? Or there shouldn't be a Niner fan in the house. Because they telling me that, Law, you a fan of a losing team that haven't won a Super Bowl in so many years.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
And then they want to talk to me about participation trophies, right? And this is the exact voice that they say from. Well, Mr. Law, at least some of those teams, they made it to the Super Bowl. Ask Twin how he feel about going to the Super Bowl. Ask Twin Maker how he feel about his team going to the Super Bowl. Go to his page. Check out all of those 49er fans that was talking all of that Donkey Kong stuff before the Super Bowl. Let me know how they feel. So no. We got all excuses, man. We got Jerry Jones in the mix, man. We got Stephen Jones. They fighting each other. They in the mix. They the reason why. Or they the reason not, you know. No offense to the Jones family. Them dudes doing 2 or 3 interviews a week. My guy Frank says, blah, 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 don't matter because Dak is still there. Well, the 49ers had Colin Kaepernick, no Super Bowl. They had Jimmy Garoppolo, no Super Bowl. They had Brock Purdy, no Super Bowl. And even the same guy that had all of those things and all of those weapons, even when he was with Atlanta, he had Matt Ryan, and it's still no Super Bowl. As great as Aaron Rodgers was in the last 10 to 15 years, he only got 1. Drew Brees only got 1. Peyton Manning got 1 with the Colts and 1 that they pretty much bought with the Denver Broncos. Because they really couldn't go down in history and talk about, hey man, how you let Eli Manning have more rings than Peyton Manning. And I knew that we touch about Mike Zimmer, everything gonna circle back to the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. I knew that was gonna happen anyway.
You could not live with your own failure.
So many people talk about the cap, because the front office talk about it. In the last 5 to 6 years, don't y'all know who counted more against the cap than the quarterback? People don't even know. D-Law counted more against the cap in the last 3 or 4 years. Last season was the most season that Dak Prescott, the most out of all of the season that he counted against the cap. It's how you manage that invisible number. But people will fight about that. But neither here nor there. We will circle back around to that. As I was saying with this, it's right here. Boom, here we go. Took me a minute to find it again. My guy Martin Talk Cowboys says Zimmer will have these 3-headed monsters at cornerback. The growth aspect from my guy Trayvon Diggs. We seen what Zim was able to do with Terrence Newman. Who remember T-New? All 3 of these guys right here that's on the screen. I'm not talking bad about T-New, but all 3 of these guys got better ball skills than T-New. Might not be as fast as T-New. T-New was really fast. And his ball skill was kind of quasi up there. I really think that these boys, under Zim's system and scheme and principle, if Stephon Gilmore come back, are going to have better numbers. They're going to fit in within the confines of this system under Mike Zim. They will grow. Here's my only reservation. Trayvon Diggs, can he move around and can he still play up to the speed that he's supposed to be in? Well, I saw him at a basketball tournament in Vegas. And he looked pretty good to me, y'all, you know, moving around on that leg and everything. So I think that, you know, basketball is a true sport of dexterity and moving around and making sure that you can get to a certain spot and cutting stopping your feet and these sorts of things. So I think that in the hearts of hearts that he'll be okay. I think that in the hearts of hearts he'll be okay until it's time for us to see him. Until it's time for us to see him move around. Let me see if I can pull this up right quick. Yeah, I think he'll be all right, y'all. Yeah. So I think that he'll be okay. I think that, in the hearts of hearts, when we look at everything and we start to think of it, these boys will be all right. It's just that right now, we don't need to have anything freakishly to happen, right? Now, this could be an old video. I'm going to put some encouragement out here. You know what I'm saying? It could be an old video. Y'all know whether it's new or old. But I seen this clip moving around. I said, man, if somebody need to verify, I'm going to hit my guy Spence up who was out there in Vegas. I said, was this an old clip or a new clip? But you can clearly see that, these boys are moving around and they were able to get to point A to point B. All right? So, Cowboy Nation, let me know. Let me put my conspiracy hat on. Is it old or is it new? You know what I'm saying? Is this a re-upload and he put Vegas in on there? Because I seen him move around. Matter of fact, about 3 weeks ago. No, not 3 weeks. 2 months ago, I bumped into Trayvon Diggs, and he had nothing on his leg, nothing on his knee, and he was moving around very good. I like, Diggs, man, sure, you need to be back out there on the field. Yeah. Gotta be old. But I did bump into Trayvon Diggs about 2 months ago, and he was moving around real good. Could be new, could be old. I like to leave that area for y'all to go look at it. With nothing on his knee. About a month and a half ago, Overshown is moving around without nothing on his leg. No knee brace, no sleeve, no medical devices. I'm sitting here like, man, it's one of those things where I'm sitting here thinking that modern medicine, man, got us going, looking at things like a whole lot different. Let me know. Have y'all seen Overshown moving around? I ain't crazy. I like, no. Yes, indeed. That's good news. Good news. But my thing is, in football, what makes it difficult to really assess is this right here. Confirmed it's old. Okay, good. Woo. All right. But the Overshown video, it ain't old. Overshown video, I got an Overshown video. He moving around real good with no sleeve, no nothing on his leg at all. But my thing is, what I want to get to this point right here is this right here. All of these players look good until they get hit. So in training camp, we'll be looking like, okay, where is he at until he get hit? Jabril Cox looked real good for us coming back off of his injury. He played pretty well. And then they was telling us, hey, man, his recovery is really bad because he can't take a hit on his leg. And I think that the Cowboys kind of knee-jerked that thing and they cut him a little bit too soon. And that's Jabril Cox. So I don't want them to do the same for these other boys too. And that's right. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. But back to this right here. Watch out for training camp. Because I promise you, you're going to see Trayvon Diggs working the courts and everything. Because he's moving around. And it's not gingerly. He's moving around pretty easy. I want to talk about this too. This is what I wanted to get to right here. Nick Harris, one of the Cowboys guys, appreciate him, he's at .com. He said, at each of Mike Zimmer's 3 stops as a coordinator / head coach, he has brought multiple top 5 defenses. in Dallas between the year 2001. We were the number one defense. And y'all got to understand, in 2001, to contextualize that we were the number one defense, y'all got to break down who the fact that we had the rotation, the musical chairs at quarterback. Who was our quarterback in 01, y'all? Because I think Troy left up out of here in 00, right? Or was that the telltale end? He had to leave up out of here in 2000. Who was our quarterback in 2001, y'all? I know y'all got this. Our offense was terrible. Oh, my goodness, man. But for him, Testaverde and him, but to have the number one defense with that was crazy. To have the number one defense with that would be crazy. Quincy Carter days. I thought Quincy was here in 2003. Okay, Hutchinson, it was Carter, Wright, and Leaf. And you had the number one defense. See, that's that stuff that I was talking about, man, that we never had two things to match. We'll have number one offense, number 32 defense. We'll have the number one defense, the number 31st offense. We never had two things that match. But in 03, he had the third ranked defense, and I believe that was the year Quincy Carter and them, ham, no burger, peanut butter, no jelly. So I'm going to tell y'all, since Dan Quinn been here, we were never ranked the number one collectively defense in the National Football League. We would have categories where we have the most takeaways. We have categories where we'll end the season off with the most pressures. But the total defense, we never was ranked number one. Carter 03. Carter! So that's all I'm saying from 01 to 03 within this tenure here, because he started off as the defensive back coach in 95, 96-ish. He stayed all the way to 2006. And we changed visions because, think about it, in 07, you brought in Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips and Zim, they were not cut from the same cloth, right? All right, so 2001, Willie T, shout out to you. He said we had 4 different quarterbacks. Bro, if we can get a true number one defense here, I'm talking about a defense that can stop, shut down the run, a defense that you don't have to lead in turnovers. I get all of that. But a defense that can just stop the pass and stuff. Like, we had glimpses of it. Like, even with Rob Marinelli, we had no talent up front, but we can still create pressure. But we couldn't get turnovers, right? That was our Achilles heel with Coach Rob Marinelli. And the players never knew how to turn around and fight the ball, right? And when what's smooth, not Robert Richard, Chris Richard. When Chris Richard got here, Chris Richard, he taught the DBs to play the hands, right? And they still just couldn't get around and just pick the damn ball off. We'll get close but no cigars type of stuff. And then in 2020, the pandemic year, since we had Mike McCarthy, that's when the turnover started to come. Right? That's when the Cowboys entered, even though we had a historically bad defense with Mike Nolan. In 2020, we ranked 6 or 7 in turnovers. Even though Mike Nolan was terrible for us, can y'all help me out? Because I definitely didn't prep for this part. Who was our defensive back coach then? Was Al Harris there or Joe Witt Jr. in some type of form or capacity there? Whoever it was, they really helped us out. Can somebody help me out with that? I need a phone a friend. But that's when it started in 2020, when we started to at least get the turnovers, the takeaways, and stuff like that. Okay, so Nolan brought Al Harris in. So we can all argue. Thank you, John. Thank you so much, Pfeiffer. So Nolan brought in Al Harris, and that's when we started to get those things going in 2020. But on this list too, though, in 2009 and 2013 with the Cincinnati Bengals, they were fourth ranked in defense, third in defense. And then in Minnesota from 2016 all the way to 2018, third, first in 17. And then in 2018, fourth. Of the 22 defenses, 7 have finished in the top 10 in rush defenses. So this is from my guy, Nick Harris. Man. Wonderful job. We're going to bring him on the show sometime this offseason so he can give us his thoughts about it. But I truly believe that this team can be a top 5 defense. I truly believe that this team can be a top 5 defense. I know y'all, some people kind of angry and upset, but that's just the reality of it. Speaking of that, I want to play this clip to get back to offense, because I think the run game also help out your defense. But we need to have somebody to have the threat of the run. And some of the most vital points of our year that we won Super Bowls was our run game. So let me play this audio from these two greats. Listen to this story.
My job was to make sure that Troy stayed upright. Right. And then if it was cover 2, I need to run their ass out of cover 2. If it's cover 3.
Right. And literally, when we say trusted, because there were games, man, I remember we playing Washington, and I hurt my rib. And Emmett would say, just stay out there. I said, man, I could barely breathe. He said, they don't know that. Just stay out there.
That's what you told
just
me.
Keep the safety out there, and I'll run. In the New York game, when he hurt his shoulder. And I'm like, dude, we need this game for the bye. And he's in there, can't go no more. I said, they don't know that. Just stand back there. He told you. So they can blow the box, I'll catch the pass.
Football is complex, but it's easy. It's a balanced approach. Some people will say you need a whole heap of guys in order to have that. No, you just need a philosophy. Y'all listen to what the playmaker said? Is that a loaded box, they'll keep me open. And for the life of me, the Cowboys haven't figured out the simple things, the small things. Yes, indeed. My guy said easy math in the chat. But listen to what Emmett is going to say as we groove together, you know.
They don't know that you stay in your butt.
And they weren't supposed to give me the ball anyway. They weren't supposed to give me the ball anyway. They lied to me.
Right, he handed the ball.
He kept handing it to me. They threw it to me.
But you kept on.
No, here's the philosophy.
The greatest game I've ever seen, I remember going to him in the locker room and grabbing him and crying and said, dude, you gave us up. He was like, I said, dude, you gave us up. He said, Michael. I said, man, no, really. He said, Michael, my shoulder, man. Get off my shoulder.
You thought he was crying with you, but instead you were
my shoulder, man. Get off my shoulder. It was funny, man.
We've had some moments.
So then,
there are moments where Emmett had to run the ball when they planted 2 high safeties to get him up out of that look. And there have been moments that the threat of the run would bring those 2 high safeties down with a loaded box so that my guy, the playmaker, can eat. So the Cowboys must do those small things, and by doing such, it will also help out your defense.
Come out the closet and stop keeping a secret.
I see my guy. Eastside, man. We see you in the chat, man.
Come out the closet and stop keeping a secret.
Yeah, I get you, man. Come on out that closet, man. We already know. We know it, man. We know it. Come on, man. You don't have to hide around us, man. We see you, bro. I get it, man. And we really appreciate you, bro.
Come out the closet and stop keeping a secret.
That's just what it is, man. Just come on out, man. You know, you'll be a little bit more respected in a sense, you know. Yes, indeed. It's okay, man. It's okay. You help the algorithm out, you know. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Eastside, man. Call in sometimes, man. You know, we'd love to hear you, man. It's okay, you know. Yes, indeed, man. But, you know, neither here nor there. What are some of the tools we can use to help this team out? Now, this mock draft been floating around, and I like it, you know, because this addressed all of what I've been looking for. Oh, my goodness, man. Law, do we need Keon Coleman from the Florida team? I mean, if he's the BPA, then you go grab him, right? But I'm looking at interior stuff. And these two picks right here, my guy, shoot. I wish Sweat can drop down to the 56th pick. Oh my goodness, I wish Sweat can drop down to the 56th pick. I think that by the time the combine hit, his number's gonna go up because he's gonna put up some good numbers, man. His nickname is Meatloaf. Oh my goodness. But Jackson Power Johnson, strength. We need to get back to bully ball down inside, man. Shout out to Tyler Biotish. But he been getting blown off the ball a little too quickly for our likings over here. And, you know, you can bring them back if the price is right. And the craziest thing of it all, knowing the Jones family and how they operate and work, you know, that's something that... Breaking news, the Cowboys signed a 5-year deal to Tyler Biotish. And Jay, that's what they would do. They would do that. They'd do that. Still them boys, says Peyton Wilson in third. Yeah, I feel you.
Hey! Stop! Thief! Come back, thief!
But we seen crazier things happen, though. Let me know if I'm lying. Dre Maddox says Biotish is solid but lack of strength.
He ain't lying.
I don't know if you just going to get strength in your career midway through it. Technique is there. Getting out in space is there. Just strength. The problem is the 2 years prior to this past season, Biotish didn't allow a single sack on Dak Prescott. And he was, the year before last, he was very low on his numbers as far as penalties. But now, shoot, I have a lot of reservations on him. I say appreciate you so much for your support. Says, hi, Law. I'm a new fan. I'm from Mr. Rome's channel. Much love to you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. And shout out to Mr. Rome, man. Always bringing some great stuff over. And I really appreciate you for jumping in. But back to this mock draft, man. Italian Cowboy says everybody wants the Jackson Powers. I think everybody's seeing their strength that he put out there will make it easy for us. 2 ways the Cowboys can do this. Either you can go into the draft and pick up someone, free agency to pick up someone. Well, 3 ways. Free agency, draft, free agency. Third will be trade. You can flat out trade for a center. Me personally, I like what Will Nico says. Bass can be our new center. Right. TJ Bass could be that. You can look at it from the in-house. I would agree with that part of it. I'm not going to fight you with that. I for dog sure don't want to trade for a center. I'll go through the draft and try to see what we can get from Jackson Powers Johnson. Also, even with TJ Bass, I wouldn't give it straight up to him without fighting for it, too. He going to have to fight for it. David Lawrence, nah. He said Lyle Collins as a center. The hips go bad. It's going to be bad for him. Oh, my goodness. All right, Sweat. He got too much good tape to say it's going to take 3 to 4 years for him to be a nasty interior guy. It may take him a year, though. But Sweat and Mozzie with Zim, come on, man. Woo! I'm talking about Mike Zim. Mike Zim going to make sure that Mozzie going to be like, man, I'm going to eat some more, man. You talk about my height, my weight, and everything. Mozzie going to be eating. He going to get back to that 350. Jonathan Hankins, I believe they pick up the phone and bring him back. And here's the thing. Once you mention that you want to come back to the Jones family, they rubbing their hands like Birdman, and they're going to offer you something that's really low because you lost a lot of leverage when you said that. And then Peyton Wilson, hey, if you can fool around and get him in the 3rd round, I wouldn't be mad at that. A lot of good linebackers come out of the 3rd round. Matter of fact, before we open up the phone lines and things like that, and keep in mind, I'm supposed to have someone coming over. So if I have to end the show quickly, it's because I got somebody coming over. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. But let me run this up right quick. This is a mock draft simulator. We're going to pick our Cowboys. And I'm just going to pick the first available. We're going to enter the draft. Let's go 7 rounds. Because I don't know. I'm still newbie for this season. But right before April get here, boy, Law Nation going to be on top of his game. But let's just run this thing all the way up. Let's go. Appreciate all of y'all, man, for tuning in. Let's start this up. Boom. And I'm going to go with the first available choice that I see. Of course, every year we talk about tackles and things like that. And I always got a little saying tackles make better guards. But let's go with Mims, though. I'm going to go with Mims. It's a crapshoot. Yeah, Big. Appreciate you. Now, I said I was going to go with the first choice, but I lied to y'all just to kick it just a few seconds ago.
He ain't lying.
But I'm going with Jonathan Brooks right here, man. Let's go with it. So I got me an interior guy. I got me a running back guy. And what I would really do with Jonathan Brooks is I'll make sure I also pick up the phone, shoot my shot at Saquon Barkley, shoot my shot at Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry will be my better choice to match up and pair it with Brooks, though, by the way. So this is another interior situation. Or for those who like the quarterback, Spencer Rattler. Can he be the savior, baby? What would y'all do? Will y'all go with Spencer with your 3rd round draft pick? Let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Or would you go with LT? Let me see. Hell no to the no, no, no. Let's see what y'all got. No, Spencer. Okay, I'm just making sure. Boy, the Jones family would fool around and do that, boy. All right, we'll go with, I see majority of y'all saying no. Damn, Marshawn Lord is good. He's a good running back, too, from the USC. But we already got our running back. I'm going with the 2nd choice, Josh Newton. Boom. Can't have too many DBs. Boy, these running backs are there. Joe Milton, baby. Go Joe Milton, Joe Milton. All right, we just going with the top drafts right here. We double dipped in the offensive line room. God, dog, Brandon Coleman. Boy, all of these things, man, they keep popping up. These are the top ranks. Boy, we can't go with all of these interior guys. And I already got my halfback. I'm just going to go with the next interior guy. Trust me, I don't know nothing. I'm weighing the thickness of the doggone woods here, y'all. I'm just going to go with a linebacker here. I'm just going with that. I don't want to bring in Carter and them from South Alabama. I don't know about that. All right, so they'll grade me. They're going to give me all Fs over here. I actually came out with pretty good numbers right there. Appreciate y'all, man. Oh, we appreciate y'all. The phone lines will be brought to you by Prize Picks. Be sure to capitalize this right here and jump in with Prize Picks because y'all already know how that goes, ladies and gentlemen. And when you do download Prize Picks,
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies
be sure to use promo code LAW. Let's get it.
I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins.
Screenshot that, baby.
There's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again.
Let's go, baby. One love to all of y'all. Make it quick now.
There are 3 participants in the conference.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
Told if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up.
Let's get it.
Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I'ma cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much.
Come on. 657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. And also, don't sleep on my people, Rogue Shop.
No fault. I done doubled up on the work.
Be sure to check out rogueshop.com. Use promo code LAW. Also, they got some unbelievable merch products and beyond there. Be sure to check us out on rogueshop.com. LAW. Use promo code there. 757. You're live on the nation. Brought to you by Rogue Shop and Prize Picks. Banks, you in the house. Talk to me.
Hello, what's going on, man?
Man,
I called in a minute, man.
All is well, bro.
That's good. I want to tap in on the running back position real quick, man.
Talk to me.
Personal opinion, if I'm looking at anybody, I know everybody, want Derrick Henry, Saquon, whoever. But if I got to choose between the two, I personally like Saquon, just because what he can give you in both run and the pass.
Yep.
And, his explosiveness. And I'd see him kind of like like he's like a Christian McCaffrey, man. Kind of riddled has the injury history, team up and down where I haven't really been on a good team. Giants have been good maybe 1 year or so since he's been there. But I just see him like just a guy that can just, help Dak out all the way, the offense period out all the way just with his abilities.
Banks, you on the money because at the end of the day, team's going to fear Saquon. They're not going to be disrespectful to him and give him too high safety looks and be like, all right, let's see what he can work underneath. And when you look back at that Super Bowl, Christian McCaffrey, he was the force multiplier, and I know he sure hated that he fumbled that ball there. But at the end of the day, I don't think that the 49ers would have been where they are at if it wasn't for him. He was in the MVP runs as well, conversation.
Yeah, and I got him ahead of Purdy. If I felt like if you don't give it to Dak or Lamar, I felt like Chris McCaffrey, he was just more deserving of it, in my opinion. Just because of the way he bought. But but if they do decide to go the Henry route, man, either one you go with, you can still draft the running back. But if they go the Henry route, what you think about keeping Pollard at a lower price? Of course, it would be and both of them, man, and they kind of complement each other because that's when Pollard was at his best.
Yeah, here's the craziest thing. I had a person, man, that said Pollard really had a contract last year, but he refused because he wanted to showcase that he is more valuable than that. And they offered him a 3-year deal, so he turned that down. And, of course, he's getting more money from the franchise tag, but now he's back on the market. So now he going to have to come in hat in hand and say, all right, cool. I turned down that other offer, but, hey, can you do this for me? We on the books. We still paying Zeke $6.4 million, man. That's a lot of money. So whoever we pay by the market, we got to pay less than that. And I think that if Pollard is willing to come back, it's going to have to be a contract anywhere between 2 to maybe 4 on the high end millions dollars, right? Because you're already paying $6 million because of the cap hit for Zeke, and he's not even here.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think the average is like around $6 million.
Yeah. The average is that
on the high end.
On
the high end, Yeah. So I would do that. So like I said, and in that process, you can still draft the running back. If you want to maybe bring Pollard back on a 1-year deal, I don't know how teams are going to. Go at the running back position this year. We've seen it last year. They don't want to pay him, and I think that's not going to change. So, it might be something where you have to come on Dallas on a kind of discounted deal, so to say, maybe 1 year. But and that, man, and as far as I like for us, of course, if our first round, we go get a offensive lineman, whether it's center or tackle, I would like to see that in the draft. In the first round to attack that. Like you said, that push up, getting that push, go back to getting that push up the middle, like when we had Frederick here, or, so to say it. But we know if you can keep Tyler Smith inside at guard, you also need to go get your, reliable tackle, left tackle.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you for calling in, Banks, man. Good call from you, bro.
All right, Law.
No doubt. I'm hearing a lot of people saying, Josh Jacobs. To be fair, I haven't watched all of Josh Jacobs' film from last year. They said that he dropped off tremendously. He wasn't the same Josh Jacobs. And I'm looking at body type. I'm looking at previous injuries. I'm looking at a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't know whether or not he on a downward spiral, or that was more of that particular front office, bull sugar and stuff around because they didn't want to pay him ultimately. I don't know. I know he's disgruntled. I do know he's disgruntled over there. So, and I see a lot of people saying, look, man, just go with Derrick Henry. He's in Dallas. He stay in tip-top shape. He ain't going to be that boisterous person. Team's still going to have to load the box with him. They definitely not going to play too high or drop 3 real deep and stuff like that on him. But y'all let me know, man, because I can start diving into some film on Josh Jacobs and create a picture of what that would look like with this particular team. But it better not be Josh Jacobs in everything. And on top of that, I'm looking at also from this perspective, I don't want the running back looking to come here to get paid that super bag. I'm not looking for that guy. I'm looking for a hungry running back who already understand that they're coming here to get to the Super Bowl. That they are already thinking that, hey, I'm not finna ask for to get the bank broken. I think Josh Jacobs, rightfully so, he's looking for that big contract. And it shouldn't be with the Cowboys. I wouldn't. No. I wouldn't do that for him. Unfortunately, we played that song and dance before. So with that being said, give me a guy like Henry. Give me a guy like Saquon. That those two boys already got their bigger bags already. Let them come swing in and be willing to pair up with the young running back that we get. Maybe it could be the Michigan running back. Maybe it can be the Texans running back. Or maybe it can be somebody that we can match up with. Hey, Lou, man, you're live from the 304.
What's good, Law? How you doing today?
Man, it's your world, man. I'm just trying to pay rent,
hey.
Dog. Talk to me.
Hey, likewise. So I like that one. But I'm going to tell you this right now. All right, we're not going to go for us Cowboys fans who we want and think that we should have. The Joneses aren't going to go for them. They're going to go bottom of the barrel, dirt cheap. So when it comes to running back, I would like to see Zach Moss. He was playing for the Colts.
Oh, yeah. Somebody like that. See, me and you on the same page. Yeah. We're looking for a hungry running back. We're looking for physical guys. Yeah. Keep going. You cooking, bro. I like that. Keep going.
Go for Zach Moss, and you let him, be that physical / he can get away from you now. If you let him hit a hole, he gonna take off on you. Then you turn around and draft the boy out of Wisconsin, Allen.
Oh yeah.
He's 6'2", 245. He's only 19 to 20 years old, so he's like the youngest player in the draft. That's somebody that you can continuously build around, and that'll be your Derrick Henry that you really want. But you want the young Derrick Henry.
Yeah, you want the young. Yeah.
That's him. But I'm gonna tell you this, man, and I see it all written on the wall, and I hate to see it, but I already know it. They are not going to re-sign Dak. They're going to let this thing play out, and Dak is going to get to a point, and he does it every year. It gets to a point, and he says, I'm not negotiating anything during the season.
Right.
So he's going to get to that point, and they're going to go through the whole season. They're going to let this hang over their head, and as usual, on schedule, it's going to blow up in their face.
As usual. And
so
then
it's a win-win, because if it blows up in their face, that means we've won a couple playoff games and we've gone further.
Yeah.
Then you're going to turn around and make Trey Lance that
Well, let me jump in on this one then. Let me jump in on this, Elu. I do like your thoughts on that, right? On your boldness to say, hey, the Cowboys front office is looking at this of saying they're not finna pay Dak. So what they're gonna have to do, because I think we're $19 million in the hole, right? So what they're gonna have to do is cut budget, or they're gonna cut somebody that they don't want to cut. They're gonna have to cut one of their sons. So it's gonna have to be either Michael Gallup, you save $7 to maybe $8 million there, or you're gonna have to go in and restructure something, right? And that's dealing with Terrence Steele contract, spreading that out, and putting more, free up some cap space. And I think also Trayvon Diggs, and going in there and spreading that out. But that just to get you out of the red, right? So now you're in the green a little bit, and you're going to have to make some other arrangements to spread that out. So maybe you sign CeeDee Lamb, right? That would free up about $10 million. So.
And you restructure Zach Martin.
And you damn, that's already thin with his contract. You restructure that. You restructure that.
Again.
Yeah, and then that's. You know what you just explained? There's literally paying all of your bills, but not paying your mortgage, right? So now we going into foreclosure, right? We finna lose our house and everything, and we looking for a Hail Mary. Because with all of that restructuring, that's just enough to get us out of the red, right? And we only have enough money at that point, just speculating, we will only have enough money to get one guy in free agency. One guy. So who would be that guy?
But Zach Moss is going to be the guy because you already know they don't want to spend in free agency. They want to sign our guys. But we've never won with our guys, so it never makes sense to me. That doesn't make sense. You want to keep the people that you're not winning with. I'm a Dak fan, but at the same time, you can't deny it. But hold
on. So going into 2024, your philosophy and the Jones philosophy of going all in is Zachariah Moss. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he could be the changer. You know what I'm saying? And running it back. Bad, right? Oh, my gosh. I don't think the front office can sell that to anyone, though. I don't think it's sellable.
They sold it to us, though. You got to think, like, they sold that to us for years when they were when free agency kicks off, we on the yacht. They already sold it to us. They already know. They don't. And plus, they don't even care. What they care for? They make it. We fanatics. We are so trained that for Super Bowl. Okay, cool. They don't care about that because they think any press is good press. Yeah. And that's not. They don't understand that you got good press. You got your name off of winning, not being competitive.
Yeah. So you, Mike McCarthy, you going into your final year, right? You can see the door finna shut on you. Would you say, all right, I'm gonna just coach with this Zach Moss, and then we just gonna run it back with everybody else?
You got to think though. They've already pre-planned this, right? So they already have they already have the head coach that's not going to say anything anyway. So it's not like they got Jimmy Johnson who's going to sit there and say, look, this isn't going to work. It's not like they got a Bill Parcells and say, this is not going to work. They have somebody that isn't going to raise any red flags, or he's not going to raise or ruffle any feathers. And he's going to get along because he wants to keep the contract. They're going to probably more than likely sign him, give him an extension at the end of the year, let Dak go. Then they're going to say, well, we have Trey Lance. That's why we traded for him, because they made the writing. It's already written on the wall. They value the draft picks more than anything else.
They do.
They gave up a fourth for him. Watch them come out and re-sign him in the middle of the season or right before preseason. The writing's already on the wall. We're sitting back and we're just trying to figure it out.
And it's a contract year for Trey Lance. That's the other part of it.
Exactly,
And you can't put him on a fifth-year option because that's going to be like 20 to maybe 25 million.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this though. You broke down the process, and that was just only on one side. That's the offensive side. Regardless of what you just said, we still need an interior guy, and we need a linebacker. So are they going to go into the 20? And we also need to re-up our DB. So those are three critical areas of need on our defensive side. So you mean to tell me that we're going to run that back too?
I'm going to tell you exactly what they're going to do. They'll get some mid-level to lower-level vets and say we did what we could with what we had, because they're going to blame it all on Dak, because Dak isn't that kiss ass that Tony Romo is, or some of the older players that have been, under Jerry's wing, and they've, yes, Mr. Jones, anything for you type of situation. Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, those people, right?
Right.
That's not Dak. What they're going to do is they're going to say, hey, we already drafted Mozzie Smith. We already drafted Overshawn. We'll get you some vets. But we need you to run. We need you to make this work with what we have, Mike. That's why we hired you. You're the defensive coordinator. Coordinate. This is what you got.
Coordinate.
They'll draft. Coordinate.
Man, hey Lou, you came with some good points, man. I'm gonna let these people talk about that in the chat. I appreciate you, man. But hey, that's crazy though. It's crazy. Your points are pretty much the thoughts on how the Jones family operate anyhow. You know. But
man, look, I've been in corporate America. I've seen it. They're nothing but a mom and pop corporate America shop. That's it.
No doubt, bro. Appreciate you for calling in, fam.
Not a problem.
Yes, indeed. Oh my gosh. So for those who out there, there is a way that you can still eat the $60 million cap hit. Right? We $19 million in the hole right now, and you can restructure, but that's spreading out more and more years for Trayvon Diggs, which I think that we okay with that. But it's more and more years for Terrence Steele and more years for Zach Martin. He kicking the can down the road, and whoever else, because we still need to sign a center. Of course, they can do some finagling around and just cut my guy Tyler Biadasz, or let him just see the open market, put a tender. I don't know how the Cowboys really will operate within the confines of that. First and foremost, we don't have a running back, right? Pollard, free agent. Rico, free agent. Unless they're going to elevate Malik Davis and then bring in Zach Moss and say, hey, come on, we going to the Super Bowl. It's going to be hard to sell that. I got B-Bird, and then I have the 919. I appreciate you. But B-Bird, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me.
What's up, Law? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, better than I deserve, man. Talk to me.
It's going to be real quick. I got a question for you, man. And I thought about this the other day. I think over the last 15 to 20 years, the running back position has been devalued as far as contracts are concerned, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then you go to defense and you look over there and you say, well, these all-star linebackers aren't getting – I think they're getting kind of some of the same treatment.
Right, devalued there.
They're not as valued as – yeah. But the thing is that I don't think the position's impact is devalued at all. You know, we still need good running backs and we still need good – you know, you could devalue the position, but the position's value is still there, right? We saw it with Greenlaw and we saw it with these other the Baltimore linebackers. We also saw running back make impact. But this is what I don't understand. Like, why wouldn't organizations say, hey, you mean to tell me I can get the third best running back in the league for $5 million? Why wouldn't I do that? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I can get the fourth best linebacker in the league for $7 million a year. Why wouldn't I do that? Because that's a position you can stock up on with some of the best players at their position and not even impact your salary cap.
Your bottom line, yep.
So, yeah, your bottom line. So I don't understand why, like, Jacobs and these guys aren't in play for more teams. I mean, that's what I would be doing if I was a GM. I can get the third best running back and the second best linebackers for a cap hit of $12 million. That's crazy.
Yeah. But you do know. Here's the thing. See, these owners are like 10 years ahead of the players. Remember, they meet up every quarter, right, to talk about, what they're going to do with the cap and stuff like that. And collusion is a thing that they did even with the running back. So they colluded against the running back. I remember Saquon was fighting that fight, but then when it got down to that time, he was like, self-preservation, man. It's hard for that brother. I think they gave him $13 million, something like that for 1 year. And he sweated it out, but he eventually crossed the picket line. And I think that the football in general, that these players don't know how to stick together because there's so many of them. Basketball players stick together when it's time for them to do that, but football players, they can't. It's over 53 guys on a team, and I'm including the practice squad guys. So I give it what you're saying. Yeah. Running back are devalued, right? They tried to play that game with linebackers, but we can literally see that you can't use linebacker by committee. You can't. You can do running back by committee, but you can't use linebacker by committee because if you look at the Final Four teams that was heading into the Final Four of the postseason, all four of those teams had linebackers making big plays.
Absolutely, and I definitely agree with you. I tell people about this all the time. I think they did this collusion thing about, say, 15, 20 years ago. And what they decided was we're not going to have two primary positions that we're going to pay. We're only going to pay the quarterback position. Well, then how do we devalue it? Well, if you have a back getting 1,500 yards and 25 touchdowns, when you go to the negotiation table, he got something to negotiate with.
Right.
So if you have two different backs getting 800 yards and one getting 700 yards and one getting 7 touchdowns, when each individual you go to the table with 800 yards and 7 touchdowns, you lose your negotiation right there.
Yeah.
So what they did is they just took what one back, what Emmitt Smith did, and divided it between 2.5 backs.
Yeah.
And now the numbers don't look that good for one person.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is, too, Law, is that the value of the running game and the running back position is still there. But the only thing is that you're going to get a Henry for a lot less, or a Jacobs for a lot less than you would have back in the days. But if you want to, if you're a team, it's your time to take advantage of that situation and get a back like that where you don't have to pay a whole bunch of money for him, but that impact is going to be way more than what you're paying, if you get what I'm saying.
Hell
I
yeah.
think at linebacker you could do the same thing. And that's all I want to just throw that concept out, man, because I think you can really make some waves at linebacker, and you can make some progress at running back without killing your cap. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hell yeah.
The
Eagles did a prime example of that with Swift. You know, for $4 or $5 million,
I
man.
thought you should have got more carries.
Oh yeah. That was good still.
Been on this team.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, I'm gonna let you go, Law. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. Good call from my guy B Bird.
All right,
Yeah. Great analysis from B Bird. We living in this the business side of the sport thing, right? Like, we just want to see good product out there. But man, we finna pay $6. Think about this. He's not even on the team. And we finna pay $6 million to Ezekiel Elijah Elliott. Right? That's equivalent to 2 running backs now in this day market, right? And he's not even on the team, you know. It's crazy. So it's one of those things, whereas I think that they've been looking at running backs. They devalue running backs even from the days of the great Brett Favre. He wouldn't have had a ring if it wasn't for Dorsey Levin, right? But everybody talk about Brett Favre in that Super Bowl. Look at Brett Favre, right? And then we talked about John Elway. They was like, oh, man, look at this guy, Terrell Davis. I don't know if he was a 7th-round draft pick or he was an undrafted guy. I forgot the storyline. I know he was way not considered a person to be a high-round draft pick. But they were like, oh, look at what this team was able to do. With Terrell Davis, they devalued him, right? And they lifted up the quarterback. And every now and then you will have those situations to come about. Isaiah for the Kansas City Chiefs, real late round draft pick. But he runs angry. That's more sellable. But for what Todd Gurley did to get that big bag and then follow up that big bag with Ezekiel Elliott, it kind of looked at it like, hey, man, look, these running backs y'all paying too much money for. But before that time frame, I think Le'Veon Bell was just trying to get his fair shake at it. And he had to sit out for a whole year or something like that. And nobody came for his rescue. Davis was a 6th-round draft pick. Appreciate y'all, man. Italian Cowboy and all of the people, man. Herbert, man, appreciate you. Yeah. So y'all get what I'm trying to say here. There's nothing changed. So, yeah, I think that the whole running back by committee approach is a very reasonable approach. But I think that the NFL need to restructure. Right? The cap up to what to pay these rookies started because of Sam Bradford, right? Because he was making more money than veteran quarterbacks. And they said the following year they had to go back in and they had to figure out how to make this right. And then they incorporated the rookie cap or rookie minimum or rookie whatever it is. And then they incorporated the 5th-year option mess or what have you. But all of that stuff, if y'all really look at it, that was all because of the quarterback. They did that because of the quarterback. I think the NFL is not in threat of losing money because this is a $1 billion revenue generational machine. They generate a whole bunch of billions of dollars. I think it's now that the NFL should look at a system whereas separate but equal. They should have a separate salary cap for the doggone quarterbacks, or some type of separate meeting thing for the quarterbacks. You can't lump them all in. Or have something specialty for the running backs. Because and then the running backs, the NFL committee, they don't meet up like on the NFL Players Union. I believe that's how you say it. Yeah. They don't meet up as much as the owners. And that's why the owners are 10 to maybe 15 years ahead of these people. All right, I have, where he at? The 919, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix.
Hey, Lord, I appreciate you taking my call, man. I'm out here in Raleigh, North Carolina, by way of New Jersey. But long-time Cowboy fan, a couple of points I want you to address. So I noticed that every time we get a coach that is relevant, that is a hard-nosed coach,
right,
that will take some of the shine away from Jerry Jones and the Jones family, he doesn't want that. We always get these gatekeeper-type coaches where, you know, they don't really have a voice. The other thing is,
right,
I understand about the salary cap, but, you know, I'm looking at Los Angeles Rams. They just pretty much threw all the chips in to win the Super Bowl. So we're supposed to be valued as one of the top sports franchises in terms of value. I don't get why we just can't cash in the chips if it's really about Super Bowls. So are we trying to win Super Bowls, or are we just trying to stay relevant? I'll let you answer that.
Well, what's the prize of winning the Super Bowl when you have revenue sharing, right? It's like the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, I get it. But that revenue is shared amongst all 32 teams, you know, so it's not just going to the Chiefs. I think that you got to add some extra stuff in for the Super Bowl in order to win it. I think that the Super Bowl, like the NFL games in general, is just hobbies for these billionaires. And they printing money out every single week, and they try to create and craft the storyline. And what I think that what happened, you see, you and I, we feel bad because our Cowboys haven't won in 28 years, right? I know you feel kind of bad, right? Angry, upset.
I feel terrible.
You feel terrible. But in the last 28 years, the Cowboys grew crazy. They built 2 stadiums, a workout facility that's $3.5 billion, a actual stadium that's worth now over $5 billion. And Jerry Jones had the ability to buy a yacht, a helicopter. He got introduced into the Hall of Fame. He got a gold jacket. So in the last 28 years, it's a failure collectively to us, but he's looking at it like it's a success in the last 28 years, unfortunately.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I understand you looking at it from a business standpoint,
right,
but for us as fans, you know, my wife, she blessed me. She let me go to the games, and she sent me down there. You go to the games, and the camaraderie amongst the fans is excellent. But at the end of the day, you know, when you see teams like the Chiefs, I mean, they're good now, but they wasn't always this way. But they put whatever components they need. Granted, they got Patrick Mahomes,
right?
But even the Chiefs, even our division rival, the Eagles, last year went to the Super Bowl. So I mean, it's I know it's a business decision for the owner, but for the fans, you know what I'm saying? Like, we look at things, and I know if we are fans looking at things from the outside in, the powers that be in Dallas, they got to see. So what you're telling me, I hope you're not telling me that it's really not about winning the Super Bowl. It's about acquiring money or accumulating more wealth for the Jones family. It's not about the Super Bowls. Yeah,
it's about acquiring more money. And if it was about the Super Bowl, then we would see like some movements happen within the confines of the front office. Right, they would step back. They would allow, you know, better coachings in here. We pay the lowest amount of money to our coaching staff than all of the other 31 other teams. Right, that's not just by chance. That's planned out.
Wow.
You know, Mike McCarthy is getting paid offensive coordinator money. Right, look at his contract.
Wow.
And they got him as the offensive coordinator and head coach. Right. So
you're doing double duty for less money.
You're doing double duty for less money. And if you ever talk to a person that got a lot of money, they're going to let you continue to work for free. You know, they don't want to pay you.
Let me ask you this. When looking in retrospect, I don't know if I would have wanted him, but when Sean Payton became available or Is it that we didn't go after him because A, hard-nosed coach, and B, he would took some shine away from Jerry Jones? And I don't understand, or maybe you can answer this too. You're probably more astute when it comes to this. Why in the world won't we just get a true GM instead of letting Jerry and Steven make these bonehead decisions like for Mozzie Smith and all these other people that they draft? I don't get it. Like, well, you may have already answered, man. We ain't really trying to win. We're just trying to put enough product on the field to keep people interested, to buy tickets, to watch us on TV. But it seems like you telling us that we ain't trying to really win.
Right. It's by entertainment, man. You know, you go to the stadium and you get, a beverage, right? Whether it's beer or a cup of water, that a cup of water gonna cost you $5, maybe $8. The beverage is gonna cost you $20 just for a sip of beer. You know what I'm saying? So is it about could he absorb some of that cost, right? And say, okay, I want to have these people to have a good moment and make it easy, on the pockets? No. It's all about, hey, I got my hand out and I want more. I want more and more money. So I look at that from the overall philosophy of this team. It's about the money, man. It's about they charge you $200 just to park. That's just how it goes, unfortunately.
Right.
So it's
one last question
go
for
ahead.
you, Law.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing all of this, and I'll let you go and take your next call. Knowing all of this, I ain't gonna never root for another team but the Cowboys. But
right.
It make it hard for me to get up and be on that emotional high with the team every year, thinking that this is gonna be the year that we're gonna do it, knowing what I know. Now you probably got more deeper insight than I do. I'm just curious, how do you stay rooted and grounded and entrenched with the Cowboy Nation, knowing that the true intent is never really for us to win, but just to do enough to be relevant? I'll let you go on that point.
Man, appreciate you, man. Good call from the 919. It's rough, y'all. It's rough. Because at the end of the day, this is a passion. This is a thing that I love. I love talking to people. I love this game, the sport itself, right? And on top of that, I love the Cowboys. I don't see myself taking this off and just rooting for another team. And the more and more you learn and realize that, hey, at the end of the day, this is Monopoly. All of the pieces goes in the same box. All of the money, all of the little pieces that you think that you own, it goes into the same box and it's back on the shelf. And people pull out the box every year and they count it and they play the game all over again. Right? This is low vibrational stuff, man. If I talk high vibrational stuff and higher frequency stuff, I get kicked off of Facebook again, right? That is how it goes. But this is entertainment. It is what it is, unfortunately. Right? This is equivalent to WWE, WWF, all of that other stuff, how y'all get excited about it, right? But it got a little bit more realism into it. But this is still labeled as entertainment. The antitrust thing that they got signed, sealed, and protected by the federal government is a real thing, right? Taxpayers pay for half of the stadium or majority of the stadium. The people in the areas, they're getting taxed. Property tax at its all-time high. But that's just how it goes. Taylor Swift brought in over $250 million. And she just dating a player. They're not even married. So it's back to that point too. So a decision from an influence aspect, yeah, the player can have all of the intentions that I'm going to make this play, I'm going to dive, and I'm going to go for this football. But the officials can always be changed from an influence. There will always be a subjective call out there on the field. And I'm not saying that is rigged. But I'm saying that there are parts of this game that can be influenced. Put fire in the chat for me if you can. Let me see some fire emojis in the chat. Right? So that's just how it goes, unfortunately. So when you want to watch true and pure football, go to middle schools, go to high school football game, go to a few college football games. But the NFL, man, shoot, it could be influenced, man. Just as much so, I said put fire in the chat. Some of y'all put fire in the chat. So just like I tell you, if I'm a billionaire with a B, and I say, hey, call that holding on that cat, there's going to be a call. There's going to be a holding call. Why y'all think that these officials that's working, majority of these guys are lawyers? They got high-end jobs. But they work part-time for the NFL. And the NFL prints out billions of dollars. You mean to tell me they can't set aside fund for the refs to be full-time? And that's all they do? That's how influence work, y'all, you know? Unfortunately, we get caught up in the race of who's better, who's not better. From the 423, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me.
Lord, can you hear me?
Hey, man, I can hear you. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me, man.
Hey, Doug, this is Philip Henderson, Doug. I want to mention the fact, a couple of things that I had talked to you about last time. I really hope that we would get stronger on the inside. If I had my way, I would want to go and get that one tech from the Panthers. His name is Derek Brown. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, yeah, Auburn kid, right?
The one that, he went up against our guy, Zach Martin, and he was the one that literally tossed Zach Martin across the field, and everybody was talking about how strong he was, but he's solid as a rock.
Yeah.
I don't know what he would cost us in draft capital to get him, whether it would be a second or a third, but that's the kind of guy I wish we had on that front, in that one tech, and I'm sure that's what they were hoping they would get out of Mozzie.
Right.
Maybe Mozzie is going to need a couple of years to get bulked up to become the guy that he needs to be. But you remember when Jimmy came in, we had a guy by the name of Danny Noonan, and he couldn't keep his weight. In college, he was taking on double team, triple teams. He was about 300 pounds. Everybody was comparing him to Randy White, and it looked like he was the second coming.
Yeah.
But when Jimmy came in, he released him because he couldn't maintain that weight. And we found out later why he couldn't maintain that weight.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys ended up using a second round pick, and they went and got Tony Casillas, and they drafted Leon Lett and Russell Merrill.
Right.
And Jimmy Jones. The rest was history. Well, they didn't get everything from the draft. They did go out and spend some draft capital to bring in a vet.
Right.
And sometimes you have to do that if you want to win fast. And that's what Jimmy was talking about in one of his interviews, is that they wanted to win fast.
Fast, yeah.
And sometimes when you want to win fast, you got to use some draft capital to go out and get some veterans. I hope we'll do the same thing. I don't know what Chris Jones might cost to bring him in, but that's a guy that, he was a one-man wrecking crew in that Super Bowl.
He was. He's gonna want money. He's gonna. Yeah. We can want the things, but they'll say, hey, we got our Chris Jones at the house, man. His name is Mozzie. Just wait on him. We got that at the house.
Hey, Jerry got a printing press down there in Dallas, man. He make money in his backyard. So he can come up with the money if he want it bad enough.
Yeah, if
but
he
might
bad.
have to move some stuff around to get him.
Yeah.
But that other thing, the running back, man, I would love to have a Zeke and a Derrick Henry tag teaming, because I know right now running backs are affordable. We're going to go to the draft and get us some offensive linemen. You can't get offensive linemen of quality on as free agents. That's just not going to happen.
You guys can help me out. I don't know whether or not is he is he even a free agent? Ezekiel Elliott?
I heard that he was a free agent. I don't know if that's true, but I did hear that.
So what kind of contract you would give him? What kind of contract you give him? One year, right? Another 1 year.
Now that's above my pay grade, but I don't think he would leave where he is for a 1 year deal. You're gonna have to offer him the bag to get him.
And you're gonna have to. And here's the craziest thing. Then you just circling the wagon, right? Because if you bring him back, that $6 million that you owe on the cap, that doesn't go away. So you still have to pay the $6 million plus whatever you give him on his new contract. It just don't absorb in. So you could have just kept him. You know what I mean? You could have just kept him.
Let me ask you this.
Talk to me.
Now, they're not going to keep, in my opinion, if it were me and I was GM, I'm not going to keep Gallup. And I'm not going to keep the running back. I'm not going to keep him.
Right. He's a free agent. You talking about Tony Pollard? He's a free agent. Yeah, him and Rico.
Yeah, right. We signed him to the 1 year deal, $10 million for 1 year. I'm not bringing him back, but I would rather have a Derrick Henry and a Zeke Elliott to be a combo back there in that backfield, since that would be more affordable than trying to sign Pollard back like we did before. Now I'm sure he knows he's going to get a pay cut.
Right.
Nobody else is going to pay him $10 million a year.
Right.
But how much of a pay cut? Now we could running back is affordable. You can get you 2 stud running backs that are veterans that still got some gas left in the tank and not break the bank. What I'm concerned about, if you got some quality at running back, you open up a whole new deal for Dak so he can have play action pass again. Because them safeties going to be biting on them two trying to come down. If they coming downhill at you, you got to come up. The safeties got to come up to stop them. They got to.
Yeah.
And that opens up a whole new ball of wax for Dak, because he's an excellent play action passer. If he had that weapon, he didn't have that last year.
Yeah. All right, man. Hey.
Trying to stop Pollard.
Hey, I feel you, man. I thank you so much for calling in. Let's go, man. Thank you so much for calling in, bro. Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, Doc. Appreciate you.
Anytime. Hey. I get it, man. I get what y'all are saying and implying, but Tony Pollard was better than Zeke last season, though. And even I get what people saying. Y'all miss Zeke. I know Zeke gonna forever be an imprint for the Cowboys and beyond. But Tony Pollard was still better than Zeke last season, right? So you bringing in an older Zeke. It's going to be, in conjunctions of him being mixed in with Derrick Henry. That's a good thing. But the Cowboys, ultimately, they're going to have to draft a running back. And they're going to have to put the fear of the run back on the table, unfortunately. That's just how that goes. And if Tony – and here's the thing. Tony is going to be better this season than what he was last year. He became – a little bit more explosive on the tail end of last season, by the way. To be fair to Tony Pollard had a better season than Saquon Barkley last season, right? Right? So we're not looking at both of these guys as isolated pieces, too. If you're going to do either Tony Pollard, Saquon Barkley, or even Derrick Henry, it's still going to have to be a running back by committee, regardless of it. Let me say this again. Regardless of it, one of these guys will not be able to solidify it. Mark that down, or write that down. That one guy would not be the end-all, be-all. And we still need to figure out what they're going to do with their draft pick, Deuce Vaughn. because I was high on Deuce Vaughn, his numbers and everything. I like the storyline. I like the storyline. But liking the storyline don't win you games. And they're going to have to figure out what to do with him because he can't play special teams. And he wasn't elusive as they thought he would be on punt returns and kickoff returns. They said, man, he might as well put Kevontae Turpin back there. So they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do with him. I got MJ from the 206. You're in the mix. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. Talk to me.
What up, Law? How you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Hey, I got a quick breakdown for all the Cowboy fans. We got to stop talking about this money, man, with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, if it was back in the day, the Joneses will buy you a Super Bowl. You can't do that no more. They saw what we was doing, and they know we were stealing all the players with the low taxes in Dallas. So all the players would say, hey, man, I could make the same money and more in Dallas with the tax. And the NFL came in and stopped that. That's why they got a salary cap. They said they ain't letting the Joneses outbid them. So that's one. Two.
Let me add this into it.
All right, now you got
no. I'm not gonna let you cook, but I'm just want to throw this in. For word to the wise, salary cap and revenue sharing was a presentation that was brought to you by the Jones family. Now you can go.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. They the ones that said, hey, to save the NFL because they was losing. The NFL brand itself was losing money, right? Yeah. And the Jones family, they figure out ways to market the stadium and allow the cities to pay for that, and the state and the local government to pay for that with subsidies and things and beyond. So that model there is still used to this day, and even with the trade value was brought to you by Jimmy Johnson. See, a lot of people don't understand those parts of it, that the Jones family and even the Jimmy Johnson, they saved the NFL on how they handle business. And that's why you're seeing independent brands, because at one point in time, everybody was only wearing Rydell, right? But then when Jones family, they fought the NFL. They fought the NFL for the brand deals and beyond, and they were able to get Nike involved and all of that other stuff. So a lot of people missed out on that side of the conversation. That's why I say that even though it was a fight between the NFL and the Jones family, and then ultimately the Jones family sued the NFL to have some other specialized branding deals go through, shoot, who you think they're still pissed off at somebody? Yeah. But keep going. I want you to continue to cook. I don't want to go into that rabbit hole.
But, you know, right there, they got mad. The Joneses saved the NFL.
Yeah.
And then, and it requires cap. The two other leagues that joined, NFL, if y'all not watching, they work with the NFL too. The summer football team, because all these players and the teams get to pick from them players. That's why the halfback value went down, and because now I can see a player from the USFL, the new team, and oh man, I'm gonna get him, and you gonna get caught from the NFL. But let me go back to the '80s. Okay, in the 80s, the Cowboys went to 4 NFC championship with Danny White. Now, come 2000, I seen a tape from 1996 all the way up to now, and the dude, I got to give him credit, whoever put that tape out, it was showing all the playoff games we lost.
Yeah.
All the way.
Yeah.
So, we had a chance, guys. We got to stop coming on here. But I'm tell you, Law, I hate when y'all make excuses because of the owner. I don't remember. You know how I feel about it. We had our chances. 2007, the 9-7 Giants kicked our butt, came in our stadium. So y'all gonna come on here and the Jones lost that too, huh?
Yeah, they hired Wade Phillips, who didn't have. Hell yeah,
no,
they hired Wade. Who else gave Wade Phillips a chance and opportunity to be a head coach?
It doesn't matter. They had the best record, Law.
It doesn't matter. Look.
Law,
Coaching matter.
No.
Well.
Coaching matter, Law.
Coaches don't matter? The two times the organization been winning is because of coaching. Tom Landry, you got Tom Landry, a Hall of Fame coach. Jimmy Johnson, a Hall of Fame coach. With Jason Garrett, with Jason Garrett, if you had a time machine, you put Jason Garrett on the Tom Landry team. You don't care about Jason Garrett, Wade Phillips, all of those boys are unproven coaches.
But we still had a two. We was 13-3.
And why did we didn't win? Where were we in Cabo? Where were we in the Cabo Sands? Were we in the Cabo Sands? Were we focused in on winning?
Because of what?
Because of what? Because of what? Because of what?
We beat them twice. We beat them twice in the same year. We should have been to the Super Bowl.
We should have been if we had better coaching. If we had better coaching. If we had better coaching.
I just don't like making excuses.
But look. Excuses. Write this down, Marv. Excuses are facts you don't want to hear.
Excuses are tools of incompetent, whether they're monuments or nothing.
And
them that specialize in using them seldom do good in anything else.
Yes, but also facts you don't want to hear.
But I'm gonna tell you. But okay, I'm gonna let y'all keep using excuses. All the Cowboy fans, y'all be like Law, keep making excuses, and we still gonna lose.
Hold on. Let me get you with this one. Why didn't we win?
Okay.
Why didn't we win?
Because we had a pitiful defensive coordinator that I kept telling y'all about, and y'all was signing the T-Weeds, and they gave him everything he got, and then he got rid of all our big D tackles. Then he made a 335-pound D tackle go to 290. So I'm going to see if he going to make them two beasts in the middle for the Redskins go to 290 pounds so he can get a pass.
And who paid him?
The new owner for the
No. I'm talking about you went from 2007 to last year, and I get that. Who paid Dan Quinn? Who gave him that opportunity?
The owner. Will I am is like I told you before long. Will is saving the Cowboys. Now if we lose Will, then I'm gonna throw my hands up and then I say, oh, okay, we done. That's the only thing that's saving y'all. Now the quarterback, y'all get mad at the quarterback.
Hold on. I got a landscaper that cut my grass. And he does a great job. And when I go out there and I go and I observe everything, right? I tip him a little bit more than what he do because I feel that he does a great job. He's my landscaper. He's my lawn man, right? But if I go outside and the trims and the bushes are not trimmed the way I want, or if the grass is not cut to the degree that I want, right? At the end of the day, if I don't get the results that I'm paying this man for, I'm going to go out there and get me another landscape crew because my HOA, my HOA don't care who cut the grass. They want this grass to be cut. And if it's not cut right and properly, then guess what it's going to fall on? Is it going to fall on the HOA or is it going to fall on him? No, ultimately it's going to fall on me. So ultimately I make the ultimate decision. Now I can get out there and cut the grass myself, but I'd rather talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed that way. Yeah. So I go out there and I still get the credit. Because, hey, when they do these polls around here, yards of the week or what have you, yards of the month, guess what? They still give me the praises. They still give me the praises.
Law, I'm finna cut you. You know I'm finna cut you, Law. Everybody on here. Law, did you just put up something up about all the teams with 28 years, 38 years without winning?
True, I did put that up there. Yeah.
Okay, Law, who would you rather be? The Cowboys that keep making the playoffs and trying to get there, or all them teams you just show us?
At the end of the day,
the Redskins right now. No, Law. You just cut yourself. Who would you rather be? Jerry Jones, Gary Law, the coach of Cowboys, and Law got us to 12-5.
12-5.
Marvin went out there and still doing bonehead plays. Law.
Let me cut you back. Okay, I said before I put this up there, two things can be true. Did I say that? Yes or no?
You said that.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah.
That's all that you put that up.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that ultimately we know that this team been talented. We know that this team in the Jones family, they are not terrible. They are not terrible. I said that. But they still meddle and get in the way of things. Now, granted, we know all of that. We know all of that, right? So I was also explaining to everybody that it is extremely hard to win in the NFL. Extremely hard. It's extremely hard. It's not an easy thing to do. And those are true things right there. And the things that we can say, that the assessment and the talent that even Will McClay is able to assemble is great, but it's still not enough. Two things can be true. And you can't sit back here and say that the Jones family is doing anything and everything in their power to win the Super Bowl. You can't sit back there and say that. They tried to. All they had to do is step back and allow somebody else to get in there. That's all we say.
Then I say they're not trying to win. That's what I say. Then I say, Lord, the Jones don't want to win, but they still got my man. I believe in Will. I am. He gonna like Lord. If you come there and be the coach, he gonna say, well, Lord, what you need? That's what he did to Dan Quinn. That's what. So let me end with this point. This is what I'm going to do, Cowboy fans. Y'all write these notes down. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm getting that center from Oregon or the Duke guard or tackle that can play center. They're my first picks, one of them at center. You bring it back Tyrone for his last year, Lyle Collins, and, the line going to be set. Now, you got receivers. Now, the big key for us, 95 is available, Law. They say they're going to go all in. I'm going to sign Gilly back. Then I'm going to get the guy, the linebacker from Seattle. He's out there. You can get him for $5 million now. And then I'm going to bring big 95. That's your splash. You can get him for a $100 million contract, 25. You tell Parsons, your deal is coming. Tell CeeDee Lamb. And then you redo Dak Prescott, 4-year deal or 5-year deal, up to 35. Now, your middle set, and then you drop that big dude from Texas. Your middle sound, you drop the linebackers. You already got the safeties. You got the linebacker. Now you should have the top defense in the NFL.
Well, Marv,
95.
You can say all of that, and if they don't move that way, then again, you still say, how about them Cowboys? Because at the end of the day, you can still gonna say about them Cowboys, but those are logical moves that they just don't do. They just don't do it. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you so much for calling in, MJ. Let me hear you say it, bro. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we can come up with these logical proposals. And we can talk about how close this team been as it relates to the talent level on this team. But if you still don't have the coach, or if you still don't have the philosophy even from the money end, then we'll just be pinning and circling around hoping that we can win in spite of. The last Super Bowl we won, there was a great leader on this team by the name of Troy Aikman who said we will have to win in spite of the coaches. And I'm going to tell y'all this. So what they had to pull from? Oh, they had to pull from Jimmy Johnson. Coaching matters, man. Doesn't matter about the talent level on the team if you don't have the person to coach them up. There's people right now that's watching this channel that they can be gifted a Ferrari, a Maserati. And if that mother sucker is not an automatic, they won't even be able to drive it and get it out of the driveway. Because they don't know how to drive a stick shift. Doesn't matter of the kind of caliber of vehicle you have, but if you don't know how, you're not going to get the results. And excuse me, the last time we had a proven coach on this team was Bill Parcells. And they meddled around with that. I'm on record saying that, yeah, if you had Bill Parcells for the amount of time that we had Jason Garrett, we would have at least not have this long drought. We would have been to the Super Bowl, at least had an appearance. But what we are trying to do here is being cheap with it We get a terrible job done. The house is still at this same location, the nice property that we are on, but the yard is a mess because we hired first-time head coach Wade Phillips, who wasn't really seasoned. And then we moved on with Jason Garrett, kept that brother for 13 seasons here. And we're expecting to have the unbelievable results. I guarantee y'all this. I bet you my bottom dollar that those people that built that $3.5 billion stadium in Arlington, they wasn't first-time constructors over there or contractors. I guarantee you that for those who built that $2.5 billion workout facility in the Star in Frisco, that when they went for the call for a RFI and request for information for those who don't know, or a RFP, request for proposals, that when those proposals came in and they said, yeah, I'm a first-time ever building contractor. No, they went with the best person with the best resume, with the best skill sets. But on the football side of it, they kept a Kellen Moore here. They kept a Scott Linehan here. Let me know what Scott Linehan won. I'm waiting. And what was on his resume? Let me know what was at least on a Jason Garrett's resume for that job. But we still, through all of these years, we still had the expectations of Super Bowl or bust. Yes, the talent is there. I'm not knocking the Jones family on the talent evaluation part of it. Two things can be true. But I got my guy Swayze for the 908. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix.
What's going on, love? How about the Cowboys?
How about him?
I just had to respond to MJ. See, MJ is one of those, and I hate doing the whole Cowboys versus Cowboys fan here, but this is so true. MJ is one of those Cowboys fans. It doesn't matter what product they put out. He's a victim to Jerry Jones' salesmanship. Jerry is very good at selling you a team to make you feel like you really have a chance of winning the Super Bowl. But in fact, you know you don't have any chance of winning the Super Bowl. For the simple fact that we really came in this season with Tony Pollard, and I even forgot what the backup running back is. We came with those type of running backs and expected Dak Prescott to be Pat Mahomes and win without any type of running game. It wasn't realistic. We came in this season with only one true legit linebacker, which is LVE. Of course, we had some rookie linebackers that was on the practice squad, but they was bums. Please don't use them as an example. And also, I just really think that Jerry Jones, if he really felt like he wanted to win, I agree with you, he needs to step down. I'm not saying Jerry Jones needs to step down because he's the owner. I don't think he's doing any type of
right.
Stephen Jones' son needs to step down. Stephen Jones is not good at negotiating. He's not good at negotiating contracts, i.e. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott agent killed Stephen Jones.
Right.
No trade calls, and he was top paid QB in the league, and they pushed the money around so you can't even franchise tag him. He killed them when it came to contract negotiating. Like, that's crazy. And also when it comes to trading, Stephen Jones is not good at trading. When's the last trade where you said, wow, we actually won that trade? You could say Stephon Gilmore, but come on, they gave us an older cornerback that's older in the tooth that he gave us more than we respected this year. But come on, that's not really. I'm talking about giving someone a second round pick or getting a Christian McCaffrey type deal. We haven't got that in years.
Right.
When's the last time we even got that type of trade? That's GM job. Not just drafting. The drafting, that's Will McClay's doing all the drafting. That don't count. I don't use that as Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones making good decisions. That's Will McClay's draft picks. That's not their draft picks. When it comes to free agency and trading, they are probably bottom tier in the league. They're not even close in our division.
Right. So and that's what we are saying collectively. And I get it, I'm not trying to beat up our team, right? It's off season, anything can shake loose. But when we point out, yes, the margin for errors are very slim in the National Football League. Whereas we can look at it from a perspective of the 49ers. They've been to, 3 Super Bowls since 95 or 96 or what have you. They've been, or 94 collectively. They've been to 3 of them, right? They haven't won not one of them. And I'm not saying that I wish that we were the 49ers opposed to where we've been at. But we won about 3 to 4 playoff games since then. You know what I'm saying? So we got to start making sure that we hold these things accountable as it relates to what the front office is doing on how they built this team.
Because if Jerry and Stevie Jones were serious, we'd be getting Chris Jones in free agency. It wouldn't be a discussion. We're getting, like, first of all, Dak Prescott contract would be done by now. Why are we waiting? Why are we even waiting for Dak Prescott's contract to still be sitting around? That should have been done last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dak Prescott is good enough for us to win a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy just went to the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy's not better than Dak Prescott. So if Brock Purdy and them could make it to the Super Bowl, I damn sure know Dak Prescott could take it to the Super Bowl. But in order for us to do that, we need to get Dak Prescott's contract done immediately before the end of this week, so we can prepare ourselves and plan our way throughout the offseason and see exactly where we're going to put this money around to the right resources, which is getting a Chris Jones. I don't care about Mozzie Smith. That was a bum pick. We reached for him. That was a bum pick. Get Chris Jones, get a running back in the draft, and start stacking. This team should be stacked. This offseason should be similar to the 2008 offseason of the Cowboys. Even though it didn't work out, it should be similar to that. The team should be stacked. I don't care. It should be.
It should be.
It should be stacked.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for calling in, Swayze. Thank you for your thoughts and your opinions of everything. Appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate it all.
Good call from him. Yeah. All right. My job here, and it's not a job because, I could be doing 1,000 other things, but my passion for this is to also explain to some people that it literally takes 3 years to grade a draft. And you can't, and then you got to also put this on with it as well. You got to look at the complete picture. Because what happened here in Cowboys land, the expectations and value goes up. To my first caller who pointed out, hey, Derrick Brown will be good here. You see, Derrick Brown, from when he played over there at Charlotte, he averaged about 1 sack a season. Go look it up. And look up his rookie year compared to Mozzie. I'm not saying that Mozzie is a Derrick Brown, but the expectations is a complete different. He goes there, Derrick Brown can just chill, work and craft and get things together. Granted, Derrick Brown is a whole lot better than Mozzie. But both of these boys are not being graded on Chapter 1. Javon Kinlaw for the 49ers. 2 different approaches to the situation. He was drafted in the first round. I think 10th overall or a 13th pick or something like that in the top 15. He haven't been a world beater over there, but he get a chance to hide. There wasn't 49er fans saying, hey, man, he's washed, he's bust, he's trash, he's injury prone, etc. But what the Niners did, they continue to add pieces around him. And just even to what MJ said, even about Jimmy Johnson, that if they want to win now with the philosophy, you still got to dance around in the free agency. You still got to add acquisitions to the team. And let's not get this twisted about the 49ers going to the Super Bowl, by the way. It's not like the Kansas City Chiefs walked over them and blew them out. But they wouldn't have been in that spot if they didn't do the crazy acquisitions that they did. Hargrave was an acquisition. Randy Gregory was an acquisition. Chase was an acquisition. CMC was an acquisition. You guys get what I'm saying? So you're going to have to move some stuff around to get to where they are at. So when people always go into the mindset, oh, it's Dak, it's Dak, it's Dak. I get all of that. I understand that. But we just seen a team that had 2 people in the MVP run, Purdy and CMC. Name me the other offensive player on our team that was introduced to the MVP run. It was just Dak on the offense. Trent Williams, was an acquisition, a longer acquisition. And at one point of the year, they were talking about Trent Williams being an MVP run. That's moving, that's shaking to get things to get to the biggest and the brightest stage. Now, I have to say this about the Kansas City Chiefs. And we said this and we brought this up on the last episode. Andy Reid is 65, 67-ish years of age. He crossed the burning sands. He went through the highs, ups, and the lows. So, yes, he is a phenomenal coach compared to Sean McVay. And if for those who are thinking that Sean McVay is a washed-up, terrible coach, it's many of years before he get to Andy Reid's age, and you can coach all the way up until you're 70, 80 years of age. Sean McVay is anywhere between my age, 40, 45. He's not even 50 yet. So they got a good staple piece with him. And that's just the reality of it. The other defensive coordinator over there for the Kansas City Chiefs, he's been a head coach before. Phenomenal philosophy, principle, and scheme that he put out there. He's been there for a minute. It's quite crazy to me that when it's down to playoff times, teams ain't knocking on his door and saying, hey, let me bring him in for an interview. You think he'll be willing to check out of that? No. He's focused. He's locked in. And he's ready about that action. And there's no nonsense. There's no back and forth. Law, do you have any truth to that? Yes, give me 1 second here. Because all of the nonsense stuff that goes on with the Cowboys, it don't happen with other organizations. It don't make the headline news and beyond. I hope I can get to it real quickly while it's on the thoughts of my mind. I hope I can get to it real quickly. Bear with me. Bear with me. There was I can't find it real quickly, but I'm going to say this. There was a chance in a situation that Pat Mahomes was playing pick-up basketball. And he made a few moves. He yammed it. It was on TV. And the owner of the Chiefs told Pat Mahomes, cease and desist. Don't you ever pick up another basketball again. You play for us. We would recommend for you not to dribble the ball. Did that make all four corners of the world? No. Name me a quarterback that's been better than Pat Mahomes in the last 5 to 6 years. None. Did they make 4 or 5 news articles about it? No. It stopped that day. No more basketball for Pat Mahomes. I wish I could find the audio I was looking for. I can't find it. There's a difference the way you move in this space. Man, I'm going to continue to look for it while I get this next caller on the air. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I got my guy Darius from the 214. You live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. Talk to me.
There is a championship standard in Dallas.
Oh, yeah. Break it down. Break it down. Ooh.
So come on now. There's a championship standard in Dallas. Championship, meaning Super Bowl, meaning NFC. Championship. Now, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Swagoo, and Keyshawn all have called out Mike McCarthy. I'm going to rattle off those names one more time. So all you guys in the chat whose team Mike McCarthy is, Michael Irvin, 3-time Super Bowl champion.
He did.
Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
3-time Super Bowl champion. Swagoo, Keyshawn, Super Bowl champion, have all had historical great head coaches. Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith, Jimmy Johnson, Swagoo, Bill Parcells, Keyshawn Johnson, Bill Parcells. all have called out Mike McCarthy. Now, I don't want you guys to be so stuck with being good.
Hold
12-5.
Look. I know you finna go down that road, but let me interject just right quick, and I'm gonna play the quick game. Hold on. I got a phone call. Keep going.
So I don't want you guys to get so stuck on just being good, 12-5, 3 seasons straight, but you don't peel back the layers as to what's actually happening within these seasons. How in the hell are we getting bounced out in the playoffs after going 12-5 throughout these seasons? What's happening? We have, in all 3 of those playoff games, had a lack of discipline, led the lead in penalties. In all 3 of those games that we lost in the playoffs, we should have never lost. And especially this last game that we just played, fam, it wasn't just the defense that looked bad. The whole team looked terrible. It was 28-7 by halftime. I'm gonna say it again because maybe y'all overlooking this.
I'm back. Yeah. So you was talking about the collective temperaments of this team, as far as the people that called out Mike McCarthy. Here's my 1,000 truths. I like Mike McCarthy over Jason Garrett. Truth be told, he's better than Jason Garrett. 2 things can be true. He's better than what we had previously outside of like Wade Phillip, outside of Bill Parcells, of course, but he's better than all of those other guys. And if the Cowboys really about that action, they would have did 2 things to prove that the Jones family is all in with the coach. Either he would have had in the contract extension, or they would have went on ahead and cut him and let him go and bring in another coach, right? So at the end of the day, they drag these things around. They make this uncomfortable society with the organization because of the fact that they got this guy on the lame duck season. So whatever contract that Mike Zimmer got, it got to be longer than Mike McCarthy's, right?
You would hope so.
Yeah, like they bring you in for a 1-year deal. That's going to be crazy stuff, man. So how can you build off of that? You know, this team, like I said, even when I was talking about what MJ said, this team is still talented. Right?
All the talent in the world, man.
All the talent in the world.
All the talent in the world.
This team going to get you about 10 to about 13 wins next season.
Easy. Should be with the talent. Easy.
I can pick up Jason Garrett. We probably win 10 to 13 games this season.
That's all I'm saying. Come on.
But people don't understand. But if you want to get to that other side, it's gonna take a coach to really get in here. I like Dak Prescott, but he needs stern coaching. He can't be dropping his head when he throw that interception. I need to have somebody on the sideline from one of the coaching staff talk to him, right? I like Parsons, but he needs strong discipline. He can't be bumping his gum, giving the ops energy and going out there expressing his thoughts, saying that, hey, and I'm just using for last year, I didn't know that this game was that important. I didn't know that this game was a rivalry game.
Ooh, that hurt my soul.
It hurt my soul, man. It hurt all of us, man. Man, we can't stand the Niners, right? And you didn't know that? So they're gonna have to reel some stuff in. It really was damaging information what D-Law said. Oh, we were tired. You know, man, that hurt.
Come on. Fam. And this right here is exactly what I'm talking about. If you so all the players used to always say, hey man, if we had Jimmy Johnson, we would have won 6 Super Bowls. So why didn't they with the same team? So you mean to tell me you got the super loaded team, the same team, you pluck away the head coach and you put in another head coach, they only win 1 Super Bowl. The same young team, that right there tells you if you get the right head coach, everything else will fall into play. That's all you have to focus on. Bruh, you can get all the players in the world. You can have a superstar team. You can assemble the Avengers of a team. If you do not have the right head coach and the right quarterback, you will go nowhere. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Listen, and this is going to be my last time saying this. And at this point, I'm going to up the bet. I'm going to up the bet to $250. Who want to take it? Mike McCarthy make it to the NFC Championship. Who want to? I will put myself on the line. Who want to bet that?
Hey,
so
man.
So can I say this
I
last?
don't know, man. In closing. Yeah.
Yeah, in closing. In closing. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. When you peel back the layers, 12-5 is cute, but when you peel back the layers on this team about the issues that we're having, that's a head coaching issue. You can sit here and you can try to pretty it up, put lipstick on it all you want. That's a coaching issue.
Yeah.
That's the last thing. That's the last time I'm gonna talk about it. Who wanna bet me $250? I'm open to bet, and that's the last time I'm talking.
I already lost 150 with you, man. Appreciate you though, Darius. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. And I'm not flexing on this at all. I had a lawn guy to come over, and it rained. He cut the grass. He cut the grass while it was raining. I could look at it like, hey, damn, this dude dedicated. I could have gave him a warning, right? But he came at odd times to cut my grass over here. He's no longer cutting my grass. I found somebody to replace him immediately, right? I don't play around. If I wanted to do a terrible job, I would do it, right? I pay somebody to do a certain job, and I'm looking for delivery. I still get the credit at the end of the day when they go drive by and they look at the yard work, right, to see whether or not my yard is clear, clean, and cut. No leaves, none of that stuff. That's the job of an owner. That's the job of a person that's taking control of the situation. This is a cutthroat business. I don't have time for you to be playing around with this situation. Jerry Jones still going to get the ultimate credit. Whether he's in the press box or on the sideline. But if he just get out of it, hey, and hire some real stuff in here, they will. Still give him the credit. The truth of it is that after that 95 season, Barry Switzer lifted up that Lombardi trophy and everything, whispers started to say, hey, yeah, you got that Super Bowl. And yes, you said that you could pick 500 other guys to coach this team to win it. But those people, man, hey, that's Jimmy's team. They had to win in spite of the coaches. Jerry, here's the 1 million truth of it all. $1 million truth. The 1 million truth of it all, ladies and gentlemen. Truth takes its time to knock on your door. It don't rush it. It don't run. It don't sprint. And we are still chasing the Jimmy Johnson high. The last mark that we had a great coach here was Bill Parcells. People still mentioning the players that he brought aboard. Tony Romo, DeMarcus Ware, Jason Witten. Not many people from the Garrett era, people still mentioning and bringing up outside of Dez. Coaching makes impact, man. And I give him not Coach Maul, but what MJ is saying, I get what he's saying. All right. I finally found it. That's why I switched over. Although we're not fans of DraftKings. It's all Prize Picks over here, but they the one posted this one. And let's see if we can get on over here.
Basketball anymore. So I was playing pickup basketball, got posted online. I got a call from my GM, Brett.
What he can't do, by the way.
Like you can't play, but it was like I would really not like you to play. So when it comes from that guy, that's almost like, yeah, you can't play. I knew when they posted the video I was going to get in trouble because they tagged Bleacher Report. It was fun while it lasted. Why can't Patrick Mahomes play pickup basketball anymore?
Look at Mahomes! Woo! Yeah! What? Look at Mahomes!
No, that was just a setup, man.
Yeah! He a little sloppy with it, but oh, woo! Boy, watch it again, baby. Yes. Basketball is prohibited activity in Pat Mahomes' contract. So and they put a whole list of other things, you know. Boy, we would market that all the way to the high heavens, man, if that was Dak. Or if that was Micah Parsons. We would market that to the high heavens if that was, my God, number 88. See Dangerous Lamb, you know, ooh. They can ball, yeah. Somebody said, yeah. Them boys can ball, yeah. From the 601, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me. From my home, Skillet.
What's going on, Love?
Not much
Hey,
at all.
this is Buntu Brick, man, over here in the SIP.
Man, appreciate you,
man.
bro.
Hey, yes, sir. Look, you're
Shout
gonna
out
need
to
your conspiracy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say you're gonna need your conspiracy music for this one, man. I want to
Okay.
flip it. I got to go back to the Zim situation.
Okay.
With the contract. You know, the whole thing with the contracts not being signed and the possibility that Rex Ryan was going to come in and, you know, he made the statement that it wasn't a done deal. Well, could it be that Zim, having been around the Cowboys organization, knowing Jerry and Steven very well, decided, hey, I'm going to need some guarantees from you all that you're not going to be meddling on what I'm trying to do to make this defense better. Could it be that he wanted and had it put in the contract that this is my defense and that you're going to allow me to do it, and I'm going to get the personnel that I want in here? What do you think about that?
Yeah, man, it's a possibility, Ben, too. Yeah, it is a strong possibility of all of that going on. It's speculations too, right? Speculation for the nation. Right. I would say this though, but when Zim said, or when Mike McCarthy said he made the phone call to Zim, right? That could be the tongue in cheek, right? But they know each other. I've watched a few videos and episodes that Mike Zim talked positive about Mike McCarthy, even, you know, when Mike was with Green Bay, right? So these boys know each other, they respect one another, and I'm quite sure Mike Zim already know the Jones family, and he said that he been out to their home, he been out to their private ranch and everything like that. So I knew it was a shoe-in, right? So this is a situation whereas this is a favor for the Joneses, and this is a favor for Mike McCarthy. Big trust is not there. How you gonna say you can go all in, but your car, you know what I'm saying, is low on oil? You know, you got to get the oil change. You got to put new oil in there. The car low on oil. You talking about we finna drive all the way to New York, and the damn oil light is on. Some people, guess what? They still drive. They still gonna go.
That's it.
And they see the check engine light on their car. We got people like that watching this channel right now, Ben, too. They see the check engine light on, they see the oil light on, but they say it got gas, man. It got gas. The car can still move. That's how we operate in this year. That's how we operate in this year.
Yeah. Hey, and the last thing I'll throw out there, man, look, the Joneses they lead out of fear. And you
Right.
understand leadership.
True.
You know that in order for an organization to be successful, you cannot lead out of fear. Whether it's fear of losing money, fear of losing personnel, or fear of losing what I think they're fearful of the most, control.
Control.
They're fearful of losing control. That's why certain people they will not bring into this organization.
Yeah.
Flat out. So I don't know. I hope that Zim is the man. I hope that he's going to be the one that brings the right culture to this organization as far as the defense is concerned. Because there's got to be more accountability.
Yeah.
You got to step up. How you have a man line up offside? You're a professional football player. Really? You line up offside? Man, I got grandkids that can line up on side. That's fundamental. You got to do the fundamentals. Nothing else counts.
Right.
So we'll see how it all plays out, brother. Hey, I'm DC4L. I'm over here banging on these Diner game folks, man. I'm bang.
Yeah. Don't let up, man. My brother Twin was like, hey, man, hey, when I could jump back on, man, because he want to clear some air stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I think tomorrow sometime, because I got the final word tonight. So me and Twin, maybe tomorrow we'll jump on and we'll talk about everything, bro. Appreciate you, Ben, too.
Hey,
thank you for all your gifts,
tell
too.
Twin
Huh?
Yes, sir. Tell Twin he the only 49ers fan I have any sympathy for.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you, man.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Take care, Law.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff from him. All right, I got my brother, man, from another mother, man. 815, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Brandon, talk to me.
Can you hear me, Law?
Oh, yeah, man. I can hear you, bro.
But before I get to the stuff that I know people hate, I want to say this. When we had real Cowboy fans, remember this guy named Jay Ratliff. He was a dominant D tackle for us. He was not dominant season one, guys. I just gotta, remind people that he was not the dominant guy that he eventually became. He wasn't that season one. So I also want to say, Law been saying this all year. Well, he honestly been saying it since I've been listening. There's nothing wrong with adding pieces to it. I think Micah Smith needed a real veteran who can play to show him the ropes. Neville Gallimore, he a veteran, but he was just trying to do his thing or whatever, and he was trying to earn keep his spot. So I don't know what he really could have learned from people like that. So we got to give Micah Smith some time. I want to get to DeMarcus Lawrence.
Okay.
I want to say this. We had a safety by the name of Xavier Woods, who we said, when he said that not everybody play hard every play, we wanted him cut immediately. That's a fact. I'm not saying we should cut DeMarcus Lawrence, but what he said on first take in front of Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp is, man, it's what we don't need on the team. I want to get to Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
I think CeeDee Lamb has emerged as a top 5 receiver. I think Micah Parsons literally can be the best player in the NFL. I seen what he did against Patrick Mahomes. Go check the tape. If those are our leaders, we're in trouble. Law, we got to keep it real.
Right.
If those are our leaders, we're in trouble. We need real leadership, Law. If you listen to any of that podcast, I'm thinking to myself, dude, this can't, as of right now, they're not ready to be leaders just yet. I'm not saying Micah Parsons don't got leadership qualities. He's just not there yet. I'm sorry, it's a fact. Listen to the show. If you think those are what leaders should be, we're in trouble. Do you disagree with that, Law, before I keep going?
Man, I agree. I think Michael Parsons is by far the most talented player on this team, right? Yes. But being the most talented player, doesn't make you the leader, right? You know, it goes back to the basketball philosophy. Jordan was the ultimate leader of that team. Pippen was talented, you know what I'm saying? He's top 50 all-time players. I think he's top 25 or something like that. But it took Jordan plus Pippen, plus they went and got a Dennis Rodman. Tony Kukoc was really nice and talented, you know. So it took a complete team. But what also assembled that was the coach, the triangle offense and beyond, you know. But go ahead.
And so I just, because I know when you say stuff like that, people be like, oh, what is he talking? No, bro. Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, they not there yet, and that podcast told me everything I needed to know. Also, we need a real leader in the locker room because it's clear. It's a division in the locker room, and nobody wants to sit here and acknowledge that as Cowboys fans, but we have a divide in the locker room. I don't know what it is, but it's a divide. Don't tell me we're together. Your coach said it on 2 occasions. Our players was nervous. He wasn't talking about regulars. I'm sorry. Just got to state the fact. One of my last points I want to make.
Okay.
One of the things that I hate about Jerry Jones is this politician thing. And it has creeped to our players, Long. We have to keep it real, Long. We got players that's more, Long. After you lose a game, to go out and say we're still just as good is delusion to me. It's crazy to me. I don't care if we think it's true. We got stumped by said team, and you say we're just as good.
Yeah.
I want to end on. I want to end on this.
No doubt,
man. We keep on bringing up. We keep on bringing up money. We keep on bringing up running back by committee because we struggling with money. But we never like to say this point right here. If I'm going to ask somebody to take up the bulk of my salary cap, Law, I must ask him to be a plus multiplier. Law, I have to ask you to do that, Law. Is that too much to ask, Law? If I'm gonna give Law 100 of the 150 that I got in my account, Law, I'm gonna have to ask you to do the bulk of the work. We got to stop this. Oh, well, guys, we need our best players to be great. So take that as you will. The running back by committee is a farce too. I want to say this before I go. That's a farce. You need one really good running back. Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry gotta be our choice, man. To me, it's that simple.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you for calling.
How about them Cowboys, man?
No doubt, man. Appreciate it. Round of applause, man. He implied, but he didn't say this. The first time I heard this, brother. I know what come on, brother. I know you wanted to say it. I know he wanted to say it so bad. Shit. Oh, my God. He wanted to say it, man. I ain't going to say it because he didn't say it. I ain't going to even say the name. I'm going to keep it all the same, man. Yeah, if I'm going to pay this dude the money, of course, he going to have to get some type of results out there. Now, that's the bottom line, right? I need to see something with that. But also, I have to understand that it takes a complete team. And, hey, he implied, hey, man, he implied, though, man. My guy, No Claw, man, from the 202, man. You're live on the nation, man. Talk to me, man.
What's going on, Lord?
Hey, man, all is well.
That's good, man. I think, man, what we really need to do is just stop pointing blame towards our players. Like, the players, they're not the problem. It's not CeeDee Lamb. It's not Micah Parsons. I feel like they talk.
The conference has been locked.
You know, they're young. They're gonna do that, and that's where the Bobby Wagners come into play. You understand what I'm saying? What's the boy's name? I just said his name just last night.
No. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Basically, what I'm looking for is for Parsons. We can see that he got all of the talent in the world. He's generational. Right. I love the spirit. I love the mindset. I love the youthfulness. You know, last time we had something that was similar to that was Ezekiel Elliott before the allegations, right?
Yeah.
I love that. I remember vividly Zeke running on the field and letting the defense know, get y'all SHI, together. And they were like, wow, look at the youthfulness. But that doggone man, that Roger Goodell, they said, man, this is too good for the Cowboys, man. We're gonna have to find some salt, some dirt, some mud to sling on this man, But that's the last time we had something like that. And I like Parsons. But what's going to have to happen here is just like D. Ware. Remember when he went to the Broncos and he helped out Von Miller?
Yeah.
Von Miller was a dynamic dog out there. Nasty. Wore crazy glasses to the interviews and a big old hat, right? Suspenders and everything, right? Socks pulled all the way up to his knees, just crazy. Do all type of crazy stuff. Big old earrings in the ears and everything, crazy stuff. Wear colored contacts. Brothers don't wear colored contacts, but he would do it, And nobody would tell him to take them out. Dye his hair all type of different colors and stuff, right? But Von Miller, when D. Ware came over there, D. Ware helped him. Matter of fact, D. Ware helped him out to a degree that even Aaron Donald was like, hey, D. Ware, come help me out. We need that over here. We need that over here, bro. Yeah.
It just seemed like to me that the 5-letter and 4-letter network, they put so much pressure on Prescott, and they make him look like this god-awful quarterback, where every last quarterback that went to the Super Bowl had a running back, they had a collective defense that's going to take away the ball, force turnovers, and they could stop the run. Every team that went to the Super Bowl had these different things. They had these things collectively going into the Super Bowl. They had a running game. They had 2 or 3 weapons they can go to, whether it was a tight end, 2 or 3 receivers, and all these receivers on the same level as far as production goes. So until they change that, I just don't see. I mean, Jerry Jones, I feel like he just need to sit down and just stop, getting into this thing where though he want to make us famous. We need to win games. Because that's the only way we're going to get back on the map. If we can't win games, we can't, we're not going to the next level if we keep playing like this. If we keep going about everything in the all season like this. Like, Jerry, I love him, but damn, Jerry, just stop.
But here's the thing, though, and I'm quite sure. Let me correct it for all of these hours we've been living, and been live over here. When we say Jerry Jones, we including the son. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm tired of saying Jerry and Steven. But so what y'all want to know, when we say Jerry Jones, we are including the son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because he's a part of it.
Yeah, you're part of it too, man. Yeah. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in, bro.
No problem. DC for life.
No doubt, man. That's my guy, Tyrone. But all right, we got these final fours over here. I'm gonna start off with the 504. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks and my team, Rogue Shop. Talk to me, man. $504. Yeah.
That's where the guts went. Just dropped them.
614, you live.
What's up, Lo?
What's good with you, man? Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Say, Law, let me tell you one thing.
Mm-hmm.
This, we got a lot of talent. The talent is there. looked at the Super Bowl Sunday, we don't have nearly the amount of talent as I see for Kansas City. We need to stop saying we got the talent that's there, because it ain't.
Yeah.
Real tough.
Yeah. I remember when I talked about George Karlaftis, you know, they were like, hey, man, he's stiff. He's going to be X, Y, and Z guy. He ain't going to be that good, Law. And all I'm saying is he made some moves, right? I'm not saying he's a world beater, but I remember Trent McDuffie. I remember some of the guys, Chris Jones to a degree. So, yeah,
right,
they talented.
I think all them guys, the offensive line, the defensive line, the defensive back, they not giving no room to none of them receivers. We ain't got that kind of talent. We don't. Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, we do have talent. I'm not going to dismiss the talent part, but we had crazy
but not
philosophy.
that kind of talent.
True.
We got a few people, but not to that degree.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just looking at them brothers for Kansas City and San Francisco. We don't have that kind of talent. We have a few, but not that kind. Plus, the coaching is better. So we got a long way to go.
I mean,
am I right or wrong?
Damn, dog. I disagree with you slightly. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, disagree wholeheartedly. I think that this is me. And I know I'm the stirrer of the Kool-Aid committee. I've been captain for that for about 2 or 3 years now. And some people don't like the Kool-Aid that I've dish out. But what I'm saying here is I just want people to just understand, man. We just need 1 or 2 pieces, bro. 1 or 2 pieces. Even
more than 1 or 2 pieces.
Look, hold up. Let me tell you about my 1 or 2. Let me tell you about my 1 or 2, though. Let me tell you about my 1 or 2. A running back. Look, I get it. The whole situation with the quarterback. I get all of that. But if you went out there and got you a running back last year that could put the fear of God or put the threat of the run out there on some teams, then that would help alleviate some of the things. That's one. And then my other piece would be, I get it with the front. The front 4 are going to get pressure. The front 4 is going to attack. But we didn't have a true linebacker. We need a true linebacker.
Lord, we wasn't getting no sacks in the playoffs. And then check this out, Lord. Every time we played a good team, our talent didn't show up. Every time we played a good team, our talent didn't show up.
Yeah. But, you know, with that 1 or 2 pieces, what I'm saying here, too, is damn, that coach. All right, I tell you what. You picked
3 linebackers.
Bro,
we
hold
need
on.
a couple of offensive linemen.
Hold that thought, bro. Hear me out.
Okay.
You pick up Kyle Shanahan and you put him over here to be your coach.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you still looking at this offensive line the same? Because who's on the offensive line for the 49ers? They had Trent Williams. That's it.
Yeah, the coaching does matter.
Coaching matter. And
okay, when we put when we put Kyle Shanahan over here, we're gonna be talking about Jerry Jones and them. It's always something.
Jerry would be like,
I've been a Cowboy fan since 1965, man. I know talent when I see it. When we won Super Bowls, we had talent. We had the coach and everything.
Hey, we would have had Deuce Vaughn sitting there like, hey, you talking about you want Christian McCaffrey? We drafted Christian McCaffrey. His name Deuce Vaughn.
Let me tell you about Deuce Vaughn. If we had Shanahan, he would have known how to use Deuce Vaughn. Shanahan would have known how to use that fullback we had. We don't never use our talent. We don't use them. We don't use them.
I'm quite sure if you look at my earlier tapes, I was telling everybody 40 ounce is mirror imaging of Kyle Juszczyk, right? He can catch out of the backfield. He can run in between the splits. You can put him on a wheel route. Yeah.
That boy could play. We do not use the people that we have for some reason.
And that's why I say 1 or 2 pieces with coaching. Hey, man.
We got a long way to go. Man. And I'm a diehard cow. We keep saying we got Marcus Lawrence getting old. That defensive line is not that good, man. Really. And truly, because we wouldn't be using Micah Parsons as a defensive end if it was all that.
Man, hey, I appreciate you. What's your name, man, so I can save you and lock you in here, bro?
I'm a noob, man. I'm a truck driver.
Oh, you a big noob? You're a noob?
Did you see the noobs at the Super Bowl?
Yo, that's
halftime?
You. Okay, yeah.
That's me.
All right, noob. Shout out to the noobs, man. Pep or die, man, all day, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yes, indeed.
Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same.
It does.
And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
It's just what it is, y'all. 214, you're live on The Nation, brought to you by Rogue Shop. You're in the house, man. Talk to me, man.
Hello.
Hey, what's good? You live?
Oh, how you doing? Oh, how you doing, Law? My name is
Prince. Prince, man, what's good with you, man?
Oh man, I don't know if you remember me, but we've actually met 3 years ago in 2018, the night before the draft.
Okay.
At the Maverick Bar.
At the Maverick Bar, okay, Prince. I can't go way back. That was I solid? Did I stand on business? Did I TCB, man? Was I still the same in person in the physical form? Come on, man.
You had on. I remember the Zach outfit you had on. You had on the dark blue suede jacket with jeans, blue jeans.
Okay, that's my style. Yeah, that's me. Yeah. Hey, you got good memory. Okay. I still got that jacket over there somewhere. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Okay, so damn, I don't even know where to start. It's some okay. What hope do we have as the Cowboys, as the Cowboy community? Because you know, I talk to boss too, so our voice matters. So we need to, as a Cowboys community, need to put the pressure on the Jones family to let them know that they have to go in free agency and get some upgrades. They can't keep doing what they've been doing, signing bargain basement players and not getting at least, if not A, but B class players, at least upgrades that we have that's better than the roster, and then just relying on the draft.
I think that, the young Micah Parsons, he expressed that, right? He talked about on the beginning, about 2 hours ago when I was live. Well, I'm still live, but he talked about, look at the teams that went all in. The Rams, they did it. The Eagles, they did it to a degree, although they didn't win the Super Bowl, thank God, right? And then the 49ers, they did it, although they didn't win the Super Bowl, thank God. You see, everybody look at force multipliers, and there's only probably 1 or 2 in the league, like a Pat Mahomes, like CMCs of the world. They are pretty much guys that can elevate a room. And this is supposed to have been like a bad year, supposed to be the slump years of Kansas City Chiefs. If you think about it, them damn Chiefs, they won 2 Super Bowls when it's supposed to be a slump year for them. They finna they about to regroup now.
Yeah.
They about to regroup.
Let's be honest. Nobody expected the Chiefs to make it this far with a lesser team.
With a lesser team. So it's good for us though. Cause think about it. You know, the last 2 Super Bowls the Chiefs won. Can you imagine if the outcome went the other way? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But it went this way and it went this route. So, but that shouldn't tell you, let's find the next Pat Mahomes, because that's going to be trying to find a needle in a haystack, right? You would still have an easier chance of doing what the Rams just did 3 years ago, or what the Eagles did, or what the Niners did. Go bring in multitudes of other guys, you know what I'm saying, to help push you over. But the problem is that the Cowboys, they got 1 foot in, 1 foot out as it relates to Dak Prescott and the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you I'm going all in and the car light still says check engine light, right? Low oil.
See, but the thing is, we know Jerry's full. Excuse my language.
No, you good.
We know Jerry's full of shit. We already know that.
Yeah.
We already know he gonna sell us on some bullshit. He already know ain't nobody listens to him.
Yeah.
We don't care what the hell he says.
Right.
The problem is, like, everybody's still thinking Jerry is calling the shots. Jerry's not calling the shots. We know it's Catboy John Stephen Jones.
Yeah. It's two. It's two. Most teams got to deal with one. We got to deal with two. We got to deal with Jerry and Stephen Jones, and their philosophies are not the same.
No, they're not.
They're two different people. Jerry pulled the trigger to go grab Trey Lance. Stephen Jones nor Will McClay knew that, right? He said it on his presser, right? So we don't know who's 1 foot in and 1 foot out with even Dak Prescott. But they do have these two different opinions, right?
Right.
So that's why they say you can't have two masters, right? You know what I'm saying? That's why they say that.
So basically, you just proved to me, Law, that Jerry still has it in him to go make some moves. Why he just can't put his foot down? Because he though Jerry has common sense to see that we are close. All we need is a couple more pieces to put us over the top. Stop trying to be cheap and trying to play for the future and just draft everything and because the foundation's built. We just need to put a couple more pieces around.
You saying just like me, a couple of more pieces. But in order for that to happen, that core philosophy and that core group got to be where all of these people are on the same page. You need only one. You need only one gunman. You need only one person to pull the trigger. But when you have three people pulling the trigger, whether it's Will McClay, whether it's Stephen Jones, or whether it's Jerry Jones, there's too many people hand on the trigger.
Yeah.
There's too many people. So when John Lynch, when he got his mind set to go get said player, he pulled the trigger. He got that. He got that role.
He don't have to worry about the owner just meddling. Basically.
Right.
Yes, that's what a GM is. The GM is supposed to be the one he's the head of the football operation.
Right. Man, it's rough, man. It's rough for us, man. It is. It's very much so rough for us, man. I appreciate you for calling in, and I'll try to expound on that a little bit more. Appreciate you, bro.
Say my number. You say my number and put my number in.
All right, Prince, man. Hold on. Give me a few seconds. I got to do it this way.
I got you.
Hold on tight. Don't hang up yet. But it is what it is. As they say, purple rain, purple rain. Appreciate you, Prince. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
No doubt, man. It's Prince, man. Out of the grave, Prince come over here talking. Shout out to Prince, though, you know. From the 301, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me.
What's up, Law?
What's good with you?
Hey, man, look, I called you back from training camp. I used a different number, though. We was talking about the linebackers, but you hit it on the head earlier, man. We're using student drivers to drive a Bugatti. You understand what I'm saying? Like, as far as you want to talk about the coaches.
Yeah.
Cowboys don't want to pay nobody as far as you talking about let Will McKay really take the seat, get a coach that's really worth something, because they feel like it's a privilege to play and coach and work for the Cowboys. Stephen Jones is clearly bad, so everybody waiting to get rid of Jerry. Y'all got a rude awakening coming, because Stephen is really running the team now. Jerry's just
the wish master,
just in case
the
y'all
wish
ain't
master.
figured it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and let's be real now. Let's be real. The Cowboys, Jones family is doing what they're supposed to be doing. They are running an organization. They are number one in all the sports. They are number one in merchandising. They are number one in ticket sales. They are number one in everything you could be number one in, except for what we care about, which is wins. They don't care about wins. When Jerry came here, he had his life invested into the Cowboys. He needed it to win so that he could turn a profit. Once he won them championships, you see why he got rid of Jimmy. It didn't matter anymore because this is a business to him, to his family. They are turning a profit. They do not care whether or not you win a Super Bowl, because outside of winning a Super Bowl, the Cowboys still almost dominated Super Bowl weekend with their defensive coordinator talk, with Micah Parsons and C.D. Lamb talking on podcasts, with DeMarcus Lawrence talking, with Emmitt Smith talking. The Cowboys generate. I mean, look, for example, we love Law Nation. There are 50 podcasts out there because of the Cowboys brand. They got 10 podcasts on their own website. We need to start realizing they're not going to do what's best for football wins and losses until it affects bottom line. And it's never going to affect bottom line because we've all drank the Kool-Aid. We are all in a Cowboys cult. We love it. We are addicted to it. We need it. So we're not going anywhere. They are winning. I was at the game against the Eagles, sitting in section 211, row 4. Woo. Looking right up behind me is the Jones family box. Guess what? It's about 15 little Joneses in there. How you think they go to college? He bring them back? And then they all work for the organization. This is a family business, guys. So in order for us to win a Super Bowl, coaches and players are going to have to catch lightning in a bottle. But it's not going to come from the Jones family giving them any help. And we would say, well, damn, wouldn't they make more money if they won a Super Bowl? Yes, they would, but your pride and your ego has to allow you to step aside. Look how long it took him to put Jimmy up there. This is why some people go and get a divorce. You'd rather not say sorry to her. You say, damn that, I'd rather this all end before I'm wrong. They're not going to take accountability because they're not losing. Robert Kraft has double the Super Bowls as Jerry Jones, yet he's not as known. He just came out and said, what about Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
He said, we were not spending salary cap dollars, but that really wasn't my choice. I was knowledgeable about it, but it really wasn't my choice. What he said was, I let a football guy run the football, and we became super champions. We won 6 rings, but and dominated and went to 9 Super Bowls. But guess what? Nobody cares as much about the Patriots as they do about the Cowboys. So when it comes to Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft is still number 2, although he got double the rings. The value of his team isn't as good. It's because Jerry Jones is great at marketing and business, and the Jones family are in the business of acting like they want to win football games. When we go 12-5 3 times in a row, when we go 12-5 3 times in a row, you know what it gets us, Law? It gets them another 5 years every time to think, oh my God, we're on the edge, we're close, we're on the cusp. If they really cared, do you think they would have gave Jason Garrett 10 years to hang around here? He ain't worried about a championship because he still got the World Cup. He ain't worried about a championship because he still got the draft down there in Dallas. He building state-of-the-art facilities. Billions on billions on billions on billions. You take yourself to the gas station like I do. We complain about the gas prices. Do you think the people at these oil companies is going to say, you know what? Let's give these people a break. We turn a record profits every quarter. Let's go ahead and lower the gas prices for them so that we can act like we really care about the people who actually made us this rich. They don't care. They print their own jerseys, their own T-shirts. The only organization that does that. The only organization that got 8 podcasts. He's making money in his sleep. He will die 100 years from now. The little Joneses will be making money in their sleep. It is a cult. We are not worried about the Joneses helping us win football games. The players that we have, they have to actually catch lightning in a bottle with the coaches and decide that they're actually going to do it in spite of the Joneses, not with the help of the Joneses, because the Joneses are winning. They're not losing. They acted disappointed after we got blown out. Brother, they went and got on the yacht. They got on the jet. They went to the private island. They were not crying. Jerry did not spend those sleepless nights. Don't let him fool you. He went and looked at his mobile phone, and he looked at all them zeros, and he said, well, let me figure out how I'm going to match this or beat this next year, so let me sell a little bit more hope.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
And then he go to their award ceremony and allow somebody to crack some jokes at him, right? Come on, man. You preaching, man. Oh my God.
Come on, I mean, because the reality is, man, we love this team. But you know what we get from it, Cowboy Nation? We get the wins. That's our dividends. That's from what we invest in our money and our time. We get wins. That's what we get back. Guess what? They get real money back. The wins don't matter to them as long as the money's still coming in. When the money drops, that's when they start making a change. It is what Emmitt Smith say. Emmitt Smith said, have you ever heard of a billionaire listening to a millionaire? That means he's on the inside. So if he says that, if you don't think he's going to listen to Emmitt Smith, who helped him get 3 rings, you think he's listening to Mike McCarthy?
Boy, keep
spitting. You think he's listening? Come on, I mean, and Emmitt has won 3 rings for him. He carries the brand of the Cowboys. If he won't listen to Emmitt, if he won't listen to Michael Irvin, if he won't listen to Troy Aikman, who's been saying it for years, what makes you think he's listening to Mike McCarthy? What makes you think he's listening to any of them? They don't have to. Because as long as we make deposits with the jerseys and the ticket sales and that $3,000 I spent in December to come down there, I'm a part of the problem. We're a part of the problem if we want wins, but we're addicted to it. It's a drug. We're addicted to the Cowboys. We're going to sign up again, and the draft's going to come, and we're going to be eating it up, and they're going to be counting their money. The Joneses are never going to help us win because he doesn't have to have it happen for his life's sake. He said his children's trust funds were in that initial investment. He needed it to work with everything he had. He prayed on his knees to whoever he prayed to for it to work. Ooh, and when it worked and we won championships, he started turning profit. And after that, it was no turning back. You couldn't turn the spigot off. You couldn't turn it off.
Ooh,
and we keep pouring into it every day. Guess what? Turn on any sports network you want. Any day of the week, I guarantee you're going to hear something about the Cowboys. Cha-ching, Jones family won again. We can get blown out. We're going to be on TV all week. Jones family won again. They're going to talk more about us being blown out than the team that blew us out.
Man.
Recognize Cowboy Nation. We are part of a cult. We love them, but they don't love us back.
My goodness, man.
Damn.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in. What's your name so I can lock you in, bro? What's your name? Marquise, man. Marquise. Not Bill, but all right. Let's go, man. Appreciate you, man. Not Bill. I want to put not Bill in here. Marquise, not Bill. But appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in, Marquise. Good call from
man. Hey, Cowboys Nation, I love y'all, man. How about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? Oh, my goodness, man.
Dread it. Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say...
Whee! spitting the truth. Oh my goodness, man. Put some more fire in the chat for my dog, man. Marquise, not Bell. Put some fire in the chat for that dog over there. Let me echo on how billionaires think different from millionaires, and millionaires think different from thousandaires. For 30 seconds of the Super Bowl, a commercial cost $7 million, give or take. The NFL a few years ago realized that the Super Bowl halftime is a money-making machine. They said, in order for you now to perform at the Super Bowl, halftime for the work for us, we ain't gonna pay you. We ain't gonna pay you. And people, when they first heard the news, they said, wait a minute, hold on. You mean to tell me you a multi-billion-dollar organization and you ain't gonna pay the person that's gonna perform at your event? And then those rich billionaires did like this and flexed on them and said,
dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
Why? It costs 30 seconds for somebody to promote a commercial for $7 million. I'm not in the business of losing out on money, and I'm going to take the money that I get from these commercial people out to you. If you want to perform here, can you know that the eyeballs that's going to see this video, you're going to make crazy revenue by performing your songs. Think about how many people are going to chop up your music and repurpose it back on these social media accounts. That's going to give more ticks and more views to you, Usher. Think about the album that you got coming out. That's going to give more people access to knowing who you are and what you do. So yes, 30 seconds equals $7 million. Man, can somebody do the quick math on a 15 to 20 minute halftime show that all they gonna be seeing and hearing is Usher and whoever he brings about, a free marketing advertisement on the biggest and the brightest of the stage. So at the end of the day, you should pay me to perform at the halftime show. We got people lying longer than Shaq feet paying for 30 seconds, $7 million. So no, you better come out here for free. We don't have to pay you a dime. Super Bowl is worldwide. And the NFL is listed, woo, as a non-profited organization. And they profit billions upon billions. If you think I'm lying, you take a clip of the NFL footage and you post it on YouTube. Watch how quickly that claim is going to be claimed by the NFL that all proceeds and revenue of this money comes back to me. And if you think I'm crazy, go look up a research when they had the salute to salvation or salute to the army. Pull back on how much of those remunerations and those dollars go back to the actual army people. Think about when they do the cancer research and they got people wearing pink merchandise and beyond. And let me know how much is that really going back to the cancer research and philosophy principles that they put out, and how many people are still dying of cancer, and how much it costs to go get chemotherapy and beyond, and ask what the NFL do with the money. I digress. It's a crazy finesse system. I can hit $10 billion tomorrow and still won't have enough money to buy an NFL team. You got to get ultimately voted in. You got to get ultimately join the secret society of whoever their royalty blood is in. You got to do some leaps and bounds just to get close to the organization. TC on the drum said for 30 minutes, 420. Whoo, there's so many zeros I can't even say it all. You know what I'm saying? God, no. I want y'all to go look up the revenue of what Usher is gonna do off of his new album. I guarantee you, Usher got a new album, right? Come on with it. Her sales finna go out the roof. They don't care whether or not she was playing the guitar or not. Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, man, Swiss Beats can come out with some more beats right now. His name is hot as fish grease. Hands over fists. He got an album and a tour. Shoot. Oh my God, Jay says it's called entanglement. Riggs, I can't make this stuff.
What more do you want from me?
Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same.
So when people...
And now it's here.
Hear me out. So when people say, hey, I'm going to start buying merchandise. I'm going to stop going to the games. A third of the people don't know the contract that was built for AT&T Stadium was also the contractors that built the LA Rams Stadium / Chargers. I think it's the same contractors to build even Vegas. The same contractors to build Mercedes-Benz stuff. Same contractor. Dre Maddox says they built the Viking Stadium too. People talking about, Will McClay is here to stay, but for how long? When his son graduate? Who you think gonna be the next GM? Newsflash. It won't be a dude off the street. His last name is going to say Jones. I'm going to give y'all a hint because I don't want to outspeak my wisdom teeth and let y'all fill it in, allegedly. He's been in the draft room with him. He even made news about making sure that you draft a certain wide receiver for this team. He's your next general manager. But y'all stop going to games. Y'all stop buying merch. It won't stop on how that revenue billionaire printing machine is. It's easier to boycott a team when you only win in 1 or 2 games a season. But the Cowboys will never win only 1 or 2 games a season. We got too much talent for one, and the NFL will not allow it for 2. That's all I'm gonna say. I think I already outspeak my wisdom teeth. I got some more stuff. Ooh-wee. But I don't want to get that knock at the door. You know what I'm saying? FBI, open up! Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for all of the sponsors, man. Salute to Rogue Shop and Beyond. Appreciate them. Shout out to Prize Picks. Appreciate them as well. But I want to go back to play this one more time of what my dog was saying. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to find it. Not that one. Not that one. It's somewhere right here. I think I must have deleted it. Hold on. It's more than one way to skin a cat. Because it ties in to what we were just talking about on what is needed to be happening.
What do you guys need to do to get to the next, to get over that hump, to be able to start dominating in playoff games in the postseason?
I mean, I think it takes everyone. I think it takes coaches. I think it takes players. I think it takes the people higher ups. I think it takes I don't think it's just one particular person or player. I think it takes everyone. It has to be a collective. Everyone being all in. Everyone doing everything. Let's think about the past 3-4 Super Bowls. What was accomplished, right? And it started with Sean McVay. What did they do? They went and got everyone. They good. They all bought in. They free agency. I mean, mid-season, whatever they felt like they were missing, they went and got. So you know who did that the next year? The Eagles did it. And then all the players bought in, and then they went and got A.J. Brown. They went and got so-and-so. They put in a group collective effort. And then who does it this year, right? The 49ers. They go and they add Chase Young. They go get Randy Gregory, get the guy from the Chargers, but they also bring the guys back. They drafted very well. So I just think it just takes everyone being a collective group, everyone being bought in, their teams bought in. Everyone's just bought in saying, we're going to and that decision's made, in OTAs, right? We're going to go to the Super Bowl. How are we going to get there? How are we all going to work together?
That boy wise, very intelligent. Very intelligent. Everything he said was measured. How are you going to go all in? And you got your coach on a 1-year contract, last year of his contract. Every single one of those teams he mentioned, that coach wasn't in that situation. But alls are. Alls are. Man, I can talk to y'all for hours. But I got to bounce up out of here. Got company coming. But even on my way out, ladies and gentlemen, Hickman says, why tall? So, well, I guess why all is negative. I don't think everybody is negative. But the sun is necessary, just like the moon. Darkness is necessary, just like the light. Airborne Cowboys, I love to see Jerry go off like Franklin saying when people question his ownership brick by brick. Yeah. Appreciate you for your super chat. I don't think we are negative, y'all. But my whole goal here is to be just. You see, when the rain falls, it falls upon the just and the unjust, the good and the bad. You see, when I speak logically, people would think that, hey, Law is an apologist. Even when I talk about the Kool-Aid and I talk about this team in a positive way, because I look at life with a puncher's chance. It's also written that even an evil man will give his child an egg. So yes, Jerry is not this evil man. We see some positivities with Jerry and Stephen Jones. We see compassion. We see the fortitudes of their minds on how they group together and how they give people multiple chances after chances. We get all of that. We do. And we can have all of the optimism. But just like when you get behind that wheel and you see that caution light, change oil, tire pressure low, the power steering, need to flush it, hard to change, hard to turn. I'm just out here giving you warning signs. Ultimately, can you still win? Yeah. Can you still drive? Yeah. But what I'm saying here is that we can't say to ourselves, we're going all in, and we can't do the rudiments, the small things to life, and take care of the checkups. Because life be lifing, y'all. It comes to knock on your door right when you think that you made it. Oh man, that's why I tell people, make sure you gas up the night before. Make sure if you go into an area that you don't know of, check out, read about it before you get there. A car needs more than just gas to operate. That's all I'm saying. A team needs more than just a quarterback to win. Need coaching. Need to make the necessary adjustments. Lay your clothes out the night before you get prepared to go to that interview. Look, arrive to that interview 10 to 15 minutes before it's time. Don't arrive on time. Be courteous to the people on your way in that building. You just never know. They could be operating like the Jones family. Kamika could be the owner's daughter. Twice removed. Ashaniqua at the reception desk Could be the owner Swedes. You got to be nice to people. You just never know. I'm just putting a little humor to it. But those are realities, and that's life, man. So the Cowboys heading into this offseason, they first got to make sure that this guy Mike Zim got things together. What is his philosophy? Who is willing to be all in with him? What kind of caliber of players do we have? And then we go into this draft, making sure that we made our moves at our free agencies. They didn't pan out, but we got the draft still to go get this guy. They could be a difference maker at linebacker. Right? Yeah, somebody lean forward just a little bit. You get on out of here. Yeah. Paul said our Shaniqua is the plug for real. Yeah, you get cool with her, you in with the family. What that dude said on Coming to America. You know. Sure, you get good with the father, you getting good in with her. Same thing. Just reverse. And it's right. Shout out to you, T. That's all we're saying, ladies and gentlemen. So at the end of the day, on our way out, ladies and gentlemen, do me a huge favor. Hit that like, share this content. Let that friend or that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and Beyond. Oh yeah, you know, Jerry Jones got some allegations he trying to smooth out too. Scorpio. Hey man, that Jerry wild, man. Hey Jerry! Leave me alone now, Jerry. Leave me alone. I'm just joking with you, man.
Get your damn act together. I don't like your attitude.
All right, man, Jerry, you know I got you, dog. I got you, man. Look it up. He got some allegations going on, though. Pull the string and I wink at you. I'm your puppet. He looking for them puppet masters out there. They're going to try to cover it up as much as they can. As much as they can. You're getting too much of that.
I want me some glory hole.
Yeah, he do. And Stephen Jones, he ain't that clean as well. But we ain't gonna talk about him. Cowboy Nation, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and even plan for it, if you would simply go after the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty and Cowboy Nation that's listening, you will get it, Lethal! Appreciate you so much for your support. Riggs! I gotta go! Oh my gosh, man. Let's see what he said here on my way out. He says, imagine that pressure that could be released from around Dak's head, pause, if he had 100% support from the Cowboys Nation. He never felt that kind of love yet and has always carried the weight of a near 30-year drought. Dak, MVP, DC for life. Oh my goodness. You're right. That's a lot of pressure, man. Yes, indeed.
Swallowed up.
It's been swallowed up, man. It will literally get swallowed up.
Not the one who make the rules, right? Do it, left, do it, right, do it. Left,
come on with it.
Do it, right, do it.
FBI, open up! Sacrifice.
Come on with it, baby. We about one love, man.
Dread it.
Give me my thing, you.
Run from it.
Let's get on about
Destiny
here.
arrives all the same.
I've been really in the field
just wanna run it up.
Support the quarterback, man. Shout out to Lethal. Appreciate y'all, man. One love. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in to the nation, man. Jay Versick, Icy. Appreciate you, Airborne Cowboy. And Lethal. If I offended anyone, charge it to my head, not my heart, baby. Come on, appreciate y'all. One love.
I'm with T-Black, I'm with Rabbit now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit.
All right.